With a 3-0 record, the Scottish Claymores have sliced their way to the top of the World League. They've done it through the air, on the ground, and with a stifling defence. For the Rhine Fire, their flame is almost extinguished. At 0-3, they're on the bottom, looking up. This is a must-win game for them. On the banks of the River Rhine, the city of Dusseldorf, home to the Rhine Fire. Tonight, the Fire looking for their first win of the World League season against the Scottish Claymores. The Claymores going in the opposite direction. They're currently 3-0. A big game for both of them. I'm Nick Halling, and joining me in the commentary box tonight, Garth Jacks, linebacker with the Arizona Cardinals. Garth, what are the keys to the game for both these teams?
Two areas to pay particularly close attention to. The first being the quarterbacks. You have the Fire's Andy Kelly, and you have the Claymores' Steve Matthews. Both have struggled early, but I'll tell you what, the one who settles in earlier will be the one that has the advantage. The other area to pay particularly close attention to is going to be in the trenches. Now, this is the Battle of the Bulge. This is where everything happens. You have the #1 defense, rushing defense, against the #1 rushing offense. And I'll tell you what, if it rains here tonight, Nick, this could be an area that you got to watch.
A 3-0 team against an 0-3 team. Should be easy on paper. It won't turn out that way. Join us for the kickoff after this break.
Today's game is brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. Make it a Bud Light. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
In the Far East, people have long appreciated the need for thoughtfully designed products that make efficient use of limited space. Crosswalk Space Saver, made in America, appreciated around the world. Soon, you'll both be taking up less space. Space Saver by Proform.
Und wie immer ist es jetzt an der Zeit.
Welcome back to Dusseldorf. That's where we are in northwest Germany. It's a little bit chilly here in Dusseldorf tonight, but thankfully the rain is holding off so far. This is Nick Halling, joined by Garth Jacks of the Arizona Cardinals. And Garth, in pre-game, much has been made of this running battle. Scotland with the #1 running offense, the Rhine Fire with the #1 running defense.
This is the Battle of the Bulge, and I tell you what, Nick, this is where games are won and lost. You have the #1 offense, the #1 rushing defense. And you have Saran Stacey, who complements that #1 rushing offense. It will be a very exciting game. And if it does rain here today, this is where the game will take place, right here on the 50-yard line.
Well, we've seen intensity from both teams in our conversations with them over the last couple of days. Garth and I have stayed at the Claymores Hotel, and a 3-0 team. They really are very, very fired up for this one and showing the Fire great respect.
Showing the Fire great respect, and they're focused. And that is what you need to compete against a team that's 0-3. The Claymores cannot afford to look down the road at next week's game against the Galaxy. They cannot afford that at all. They have to stay focused.
And John Beek of the Denver Broncos will do the coin toss.
It is a head.
So heads have been called, which is good news for the Rhine Fire, because they're going to have the first shot at their hands with the ball offensively. This a team that hasn't scored a point in the first quarter yet, and we were talking to Andy Kelly, and he was saying, we may even try something early. They're desperate to get on top early.
They need to find a way to make a big play, and that big play could come in a run, it could come in a pass, or it could come on special teams, but they need to find a way to create some kind of momentum, and that momentum can come from that man, #7, Andy Kelly.
Well, so long as the rain holds off, I think we could be in for a fascinating game. As Garth said, if it starts to rain, as has been threatened, this will become a ground game.
That's all it will become. You can't afford to go over the top, because that's where mistakes happen. But the other thing is you notice how the sprinter uses both hands, both arms to use his momentum to carry the ball. Well, if it starts to rain, the runners will have to tuck the ball away, not affording a chance to lose the ball, and that could come into play on the ground game. But truly, this is going to be an exciting game. We have an 0-3 team, a 3-0, but the proof lies in the pudding right here on the gridiron, right on the 50-yard line.
And one piece of good news for the Fire, they've never lost to the Scottish Claymores in those two games, despite Sir Ran Stacey's performance in week 6 last year when he just pounded them for 175 yards. And with a single effort like that, you really would expect your team to win, but the Fire came back. And Jim Kreiner really has turned this team around. The Scottish Claymores were 2-8 last year, 3-0 this year, closing in on hosting the World Bowl. Remember, the team with the best record after 5 games will host the World Bowl. And Jim Kreiner has his team very focused, very intense. Gavin Hastings, the former rugby player, will get things moving, and it's fielded at around the 13-yard line. And Ben Torriero, the Scottish national player, on a solo special team stop. Big effort from Ben, who's had a quiet season by his standards so far. So the Fire will take over with Andy Kelly at the helm on their own 29-yard line. Kelly has had a patchy season in many ways, but he's quietly confident that he can get the job done, and it'll be interesting to see if he can get his receivers involved. We've talked to him before. He said, I must get my wideouts involved in the game. That's not happened in the first 3 games. And movement all over the place, and a flag comes in, and movement on the defensive line of the Scottish Claymores. We saw last week the Ryan Fire snap count had the London defensive line jumping offside every other play.
They did, and they're utilizing that again tonight.
Phil Luckett, the ref.
Encroachment on the defense, number 96, 5 yards, first down.
That's against Troy Ridgely, the defensive tackle.
This is not the kind of start that the Claymores should get off to. They need to recompose themselves and stick with the ball game.
Well, they've been very disciplined in the 3 games so far, the Claymores. The Fire are the most penalised team in the World League through 3 games. But Kelly, with that snap count, has bought himself 5 quick yards. It's first down and 5 from the 34. And Kelly with the fake goes upstairs straight away, got Tommy Boyd wide open. They said they were going to go for a big play early, and that's a big one.
This is exactly what Andy Kelly said last night. He wants to earn their respect. And the only way to earn their respect is to create the play-action pass, suck up the linebackers, and hit the ball deep. You'll see Andy Kelly going back, pump fake, and finding Tommy Boyd wide open.
28 yards. He only needed 1 foot in bounds. That's a World League rule. Motion comes from Terry Richardson again, moving on that line. A flag comes in. They go on the ground to Derek Clark. David Webb was there. Shannon Jones, the first guy that hit him. But again, a flag, and that Scottish defensive line was jumping around.
We talked about earlier about staying focused. It seems the team that's focused here tonight, Nick, is not the Claymores, but it's the Ryan Fire.
Well, early days, but this is a good start for the Fire.
We have the offside on the defense, number 97, 5 yards, still first down.
John DeWitt, the defensive end. Well, it's a repeat of last week so far, with the opposing defensive front just being taken out of their rhythm by Andy Kelly. First down and 5. And the crowd getting into it. Motion comes from Byron Chamberlain. They fake the handoff again. Kelly with play action, and it's dropped. They were looking for Terry Richardson, who was wide open. Richardson primarily in there as a blocking back for the impressive Derek Clark from the Denver Broncos. Tommy Boyd from Detroit. Manley Woods to the wideouts. Byron Chamberlain, the real danger man. 25 catches after 3 games to lead the World League. Second down and 5. Motion, Boyd splits wide left. This time they do go on the ground. And good speed and turning the corner and getting inside the 20. The ball's fumbled. Terry Richardson, the ball carrier, after a pickup of about 16 yards. And Richardson showing a good turn of speed there on the outside.
You know, I like what the Fire is doing. They're attacking the defense of the Claymores. You'll see number 32, Terry Anderson, Richardson getting outside, and what happened, John DeWitt did not take contain. You see the hit causing the fumble, but that didn't hurt. What the Claymores cannot afford to do is they cannot afford to let this team drive down and score on them.
2 penalties and 2 big plays, and the ball is at the Scottish Claymores 20. First down. Kelly drops, swings it out and drops again. Derek Clark, the guilty man this time. James Williams was there, but another ball that should have been caught. The offensive line for the Fire, Olaf Hampel and Steve Hoyem are the tackles. Alan and Hardin, the NFL allocated guards. Mike Alexander coming in for Bob Cronenberg, who's banged up.
Steve Hardin and Steve Hoyem know that the running game could rest on their shoulders. Big guys, guys that you definitely want to follow as a ball carrier.
Well, the Rhine Fire looking to get on the board in the first quarter. They really have been awful early on here. Again, they go on the ground, and it's very, very difficult out there against a swarming defense. Derek Clark met first by David Webb, finished off by David Wilson. The defensive line for the Scottish Claymores, DeWitt and Webb, are the outside guys. Troy Ridgely and Joe O'Brien have done a very good job in the middle, and Gerald Jeffcoat, the brother of Jim Jeffcoat, is back again after a shoulder problem, and he should see some action tonight as well.
Not a team that is overly big on defense, but what they're doing, Nick, is they're playing together as a team, and that's what is enabling this team to be 3-0.
Loss of a yard on the play brings up 3rd down and 11 for the Rhine Fire. Looking to keep this drive alive. Kelly drops, fires, goes over the middle, it's complete, and it's a touchdown to the Fire. Inevitably, it's Byron Chamberlain. Hall will be happy. He said we've got to start fast. A touchdown on their opening drive inside 3 minutes. We said this wasn't going to be a blowout.
No, definitely not a blowout. I like the game plan that Coach Galen Hall is using, attacking the weakness of the Claymore defense.
Manfred Bergsmuller, the German national, the former soccer star, attempts the extra point, and he's struggled with the kicking game. That one hitting the post and bouncing out. Very low trajectory on Bergsmuller's kicks.
And that's what happened his first 2 games, kicking a low trajectory and getting both of them blocked.
So that takes the gloss off it a little bit, but nevertheless, this was just the start the Rhine Fire wanted.
Take a look at the replay of the touchdown. You'll see Andy Kelly go back and getting fantastic protection by his offensive line. And I'll tell you, Byron Chamberlain didn't have to do much because of the great protection by the offensive line. All he had to do, Nick, was catch the ball and score. Very easy. Coming right at you, Andy Kelly. Finding Byron Chamberlain. What this team is doing is they're finding a way to make a big play, and that is an attitude adjustment that this team needs if they're going to get a chance to win.
And Byron Chamberlain, one of 3 Denver Broncos on this team, probably know that John Beek, the Denver Broncos GM, is in the crowd tonight. That's a way to impress your boss.
Very much so, and I told you last night that Byron Chamberlain said he's looking to score his 5th, 6th, 7th, and on and on and on. And he's doing that tonight. He's off to a great start.
Well, there's number 5. He really has impressed so far. Byron Chamberlain. Leo Aragus handles the kickoff duties. Manfred Bergsmuller's leg not quite up to it. Normally Aragus a punter. Marcus Thomas is the deep man, standing at around his own 8-yard line for the Scottish Claymores. The Fire in a very unusual position. They're ahead. They haven't been ahead at any point in any game this season. And it's against the unbeaten Scottish Claymores. Bad kick from Aragus. Goes out of bounds at around the 27, 26-yard line. That was an atrocious kickoff.
That was a bad kickoff, and I don't know what's going on in Manny's head, but he's got to elevate that ball. Obviously, you can see that he was thinking about the bad kick that he had on the extra point.
The ball was touched.
Steve Matthews leads a Scottish Claymores offense that has put points on the board with their opening drive of all 3 of their previous games.
Now, unlike Andy Kelly, Matthews is having a pretty tough start, but he's regained his composure. and he's doing what he does best, which is finding his open receivers. And I tell you, he can do that tonight, then we might have a little battle on our hands.
Well, this was a guy who looked really awful in the first half of game 1 against London, but since then has just settled down and made good decisions and looked the part. Ron Dickerson goes in motion. The pitch back is to Stacey, who cuts back to the line of scrimmage and may have picked up a couple of yards before he was stopped. I think Percy Snow in on the stop. That'll be an interesting matchup tonight. Stacey, the World League leading running back. It's really the spark behind this team. Ron Dickerson in the backfield with him. LaChapelle and Cooper, the wideouts. Willie Tate, allocated from Kansas City, is the tight end. A lot of Kansas City Chiefs on this team.
LaChapelle has a bruised ankle. We'll see if he's effective tonight or not.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from around the 27-yard line. And lots of finger pointing.
Making an audible change at the line of scrimmage here, Nick.
Matthews drops, passes complete over the 30-yard line. Saran, Stacey, the ball carrier. Larry Kennedy coming up and making the stop with some help from Klaus Biederman. The offensive line, apart from Randy Bierman, the left tackle, all 4 of those guys are allocated from the NFL. Bart, Zeno, Hunt, and Wagner. Wagner really the team leader there. Yeah,
Coach Kreiner said last night, this is the guy that he really relies on to get the job done, to educate and to keep this offensive line unit going.
Pick up of around 4 or 5 yards. Brings up a tricky third down for the Claymores, and Matthews is in trouble and is nailed and sacked. James Roberson came in, and the Claymores' streak of scoring on their opening possessions is broken emphatically.
James Roberson does a great job working on Keith Wagner, a guy we just talked about. But he gets underneath him, and Keith Wagner just lets him go. But he keeps his feet, gets in the running lane, the passing lane, and he takes Matthews down. A big 3rd down stop by number 72, James Roberson.
And Tommy Boyd, the punt returner who leads the World League, averaging 10 yards a return, is standing at his own 38. Paul McCallum gets off a shallow punt and takes a hop just past midfield and takes a nice Claymore bounce. It wasn't a good kick, but it took a good bounce and is down at about the 36-yard line. So the Rhine Fire get the start they need. They lead the Scottish Claymores 6-0. We'll be back.
Experience the excitement of your favorite Olympic events, now in commemorative cans of Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice. Better yet, if you get one of these special gold cans, you could see the games live in Atlanta. Look for Grab the Gold details wherever you see Bud Family Olympic packages. Just another part of the Bud World Party.
There are many prescription pain medicines, and a doctor can prescribe any of them. Yet 82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arutis. And now, for the first time, it's available in a non-prescription strength. New Arutis KT. It's so potent, just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IV, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol. New Arutis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome. It tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message. Click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 15 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
To try America Online free, call 1-800-508-9696. You'll receive your America Online startup kit and now 15 hours free your first month. Call now.
Well, in the unlikely event that any of the Scottish Claymores thought they were in for an easy night, I think they've been dissuaded of that idea already. The Rhine Fire starting very hot, both on offense and defense.
We talked about staying focused And the Claymores seem to be struggling right now, struggling on picking up blitzes, struggling on defense. They've got to get focused, recompose themselves.
First down for Andy Kelly and the Rhine Fire at his own 37-yard line. Again, they fake the handoff. A lot of play action, and he's going long again. And Tommy Boyd stopped his route. So a breakdown in communication there, because Boyd was working one-on-one with Frank Robinson, and he just stopped.
But I like what they're doing. They're taking advantage of the weakness of the defense, knowing that the Claymores are going to come at them.
And maybe this is why he stopped. Looks like he's having a little work on his cleats there.
Little work on his cleats.
He's getting longer cleats fitted. Second down for the Fire. Motion from Ontiwan Carter. Kelly drops to pass again, swings it out, overthrows his man. He was looking for the tight end, Byron Chamberlain, just overthrew him. The linebacking crew for the Scottish Claymores, led by Mark Sander, the former Miami Dolphin in the middle. Emmett Waldron, the Irishman, is there as well as the national player. Sander moves inside when Waldron doesn't play. Arnold Allais from UCLA rounds out the starting trio, and expect to see a lot of Shannon Jones as well.
Had a wonderful visit for about 2 hours with Mark Sander last night. We'll talk about it as the play progresses, but a wonderful, wonderful guy.
3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions from Andy Kelly, and he's dropping back to pass again. Steps up into the pocket, dumps it off. He's met. Jerome Davison gets away from the first guy, which was Mark Sander, and is stopped eventually by George Coghill, who came up from safety, well short of first down yardage, but Davison beat the first guy, couldn't get past the second, so the punting unit will come out.
What they've done is they've opened up the ball game. They've opened up their offense. They're spreading out the defense, and they're taking a one-on-one look. And there, Jerome Davison obviously was open, struggled a little bit on the catch.
Leo Aragus will punt it away for the Rhine Fire. The Claymores down by 6. The defense has done the job, and a fair catch called for by Lee Gisson-Dana, who wants nothing to do with that, and it's down at about the 17-yard line. 8:19 to go, first quarter. Well, the Rhine Fire defense did a pretty solid job on the last series, and it's a good-looking unit. James Roberson and Stacey Evans manning the outside. Roberson came up with the sack earlier on. Riddick, Parker and James Wilson. All 4 of them very solid. No big star there, but none of them are a letdown either.
No big star, but they've obviously shown early on that they're a team to be reckoned with.
And the #1 defense against the run in the league. Scotland from their own 27. Fake play action. Pressure comes. Matthews is in trouble. Gets away. Gets it to Stacey, who is caught in the backfield at about the line of scrimmage. Great pressure came from Jamal Cox.
You know, it just seems as though the Claymore offense is struggling on picking up defenders. There, Jamal Cox comes in and makes pressure, causing Matthews to roll out of the pocket. They're not doing a job of picking up what they need to pick up.
Fieldings and Andrews combined with Percy Snow, the former first-round draft pick of Kansas City, to form the linebacking trio. Fieldings led the league last year with 95 tackles. They've given Stacey a couple, make it 2nd down and 8. Dickerson in motion. They stay on the ground with Stacey, who runs into his own man and then is nailed. I think Percy Snow came in, but Stacey ran into Keith Wagner. Well, Percy Snow was saying last night, wasn't he? He's going to make it personal with Saran Stacey. He doesn't want this guy running on him.
No, he doesn't. And those are kind of matchups that you like to watch as the game progresses. A guy like Percy Snow, who's been in the National Football League and wants to do what he can to stop a guy like Saran Stacey.
Kennedy and Ellis, the corners. Gay and Salmon from the Houston Oilers man the safeties. 3rd down and 10, a loss of 2 on the play. Blitz comes. Matthews has time. Looks for Sean LaChapelle. Easy catch from midfield. Down to about the 46. LaChapelle got wide open. Donald Douglas came in and made the stop. But that's why Sean LaChapelle is so valuable to this team.
Take a look at the end zone angle. You'll see Matthews sit back and get another good protection from his line. And Scott Cooper doing what he does best, catching footballs. Larry Kennedy, though, looked back at the ball, and he couldn't afford to do that. You see LaChapelle coming down with a big catch. And we talked about LaChapelle not knowing whether he was going to be healthy or not for this game, but obviously shown by this catch that he is healthy.
Looks pretty good to me for 33 yards. And a big first down. They needed it. Stacey. No, it's a fake again. Matthews on the keeper will pick up a couple. Just like last week, Scotland showed a lot of play action and a lot of bootlegs. Galen Hall said he expected it this week, and he's getting plenty of it. Jim Kreiner not looking too concerned just yet, only down by 6. And we will have been very pleased to see that big catch to Sean LaChapelle, because up to that point, the Claymores offense had done nothing. Matthews picked up a couple on the keeper. Second down and long. At the fire 45-yard line. Movement at the line again. Flags come in. Stacey dives, can't get past the first man. There are flags. Riddick, Parker on the tackle, and Stacey not getting going at all.
No, but it looks like the Claymores going to pick up 5 yards because of Anthony Fielding's number 50. The right outside linebacker jumping off sides.
There is the call against the fire. The most penalized team in the league. And this one really hurts them. Stacey was dropped for a loss of about 4.
Offside on the defense, number 50, 5 yards, second down.
You'll see right to the left of your screen, number 50, Anthony Fielding's not paying attention to the ball, Nick, paying attention to the snap count of the quarterback. One thing you cannot do.
And there's confirmation of the Fire's problems with yellow flags. And what should have been a 3rd and 10 has become a 2nd and 3, and that's much easier for Saran Stacey, who just goes straight through a hole in the middle. Percy Snow eventually there on the stop, but a pickup of around 8 for Stacey.
You'll see right in front of you, Saran Stacey. This is what they call a blunt. Just the basic dive, hand the ball off to Saran Stacey, and let him make up positive yards. This is what you want from your back, running north and south from end zone to end zone.
Ball spotted at the 33-yard line of the Rhine Fire. Scotland down by 6, looking to respond. The ground again. Stacey plows his way up the middle for 4 or 5 before he was gang tackled. Ricky Andrews, the former Scottish player, may have been the first man there.
Again, we're seeing why the Claymores are number 1 against the rush. Basic handoff, picking up 4 or 5 yards. Something that the Rhine defense cannot afford to do. They're number 1 against the rush. They cannot afford to give up big plays on the ground.
Oh, if Stacey can get 4 or 5 yards a carry, the Claymores are going to be very happy with that situation. And he picked up 5 there. Second down and options opening up for Steve Matthews. Stacey gets it again. Another big hole. First down yardage. A pickup of around 7. Percy Snow in on the stop. That battle really is going to be crucial tonight.
You'll see right in the middle of your screen, just a basic draw play. Not much for a defense to look at, but just picking up positive yardage. Another look at it, you'll see Saran Stacey just getting the ball and doing what he does best, which is just running, again, north and south, picking up positive yards.
And a first down. LaChapelle goes in motion. Matthews drops back, fires over the middle, and it's broken up. A catchable ball. Donald Douglas came up and made the hit on Willie Tate and may have done enough to put him off.
Willie Tate, a guy that the Claymores are starting to use more of. A guy that hasn't really been effective much in the early season, but a guy that the Claymores said last night, we want to get him the ball.
Well, they got him the ball there, but he couldn't quite hang on under intense pressure from Donald Douglas, the backup safety.
No, and that's the reason why some of these guys are over here, to learn some skills that they can't learn in the league.
And Steve Matthews calls a timeout with 3:09 remaining
Timeout, Scotland.
in the first quarter.
First charge, timeout.
Scotland driving, but trailing the Rhine Fire by 6. We'll be back in just a couple of moments.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Read Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
The sun's up at Bay Hill, and what a lovely day for a drive. But don't forget to keep your head down, because Bay Hill is Arnold Palmer's place, and the rough edges are there by design. So who helps the business end of this legendary club run smoothly? Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot guarantees low prices and 100% satisfaction. Because when you're responsible for the big picture, even small details are important.
Taking care of business.
Lost and Found, hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Because all the people we've cared for in the past don't have to stay there. Lost and Found, weekends at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
Never iron clothes again, or waste money pressing them at the dry cleaner. Just get Wrinkles Out and spray those wrinkles away. It's that easy. Why go through this torture? We'll take this cotton shirt and watch. We'll spray one side with Wrinkles Out, and right before your eyes, the wrinkles vanish. Amazing! Wrinkles Out gets the wrinkles out of cottons, woolens, silks, blended fabrics, even the clothes you're wearing. And just look how easy it is to restore a pleat. Wrinkles Out is only $14.95. But wait, say goodbye to that ironing drudgery now and we'll double your order. Plus, give you this travel size Wrinkles Out free. You get everything for only $14.95. So order now.
Sorry, no COD. So to order Wrinkles Out, call toll-free 1-800-453-4000 or send check or money order for $14.95 plus shipping to the address on your screen. But for faster service, call 1-800-453-4000.
You know, Garth, I've had a good feeling about this game all week long. I've just sensed it's going to be a close one all the way.
And I'm sure there were a lot of people out there that were predicting a blowout, but that's not the case. As I said earlier, this 0-3 team is not an 0-3 team. They're playing tonight like they're a 3-0 team.
Second down and 10 for the Scottish Claymores on the Fire's 22-yard line. Dickerson goes in motion in the backfield. Matthews, pressure comes, he gets it out to Stacey, who gets past the 20. Good blocking, could be gone. Touchdown, Scotland. Saran Stacey saw the hole and just exploded through it. And they made that one look very easy. I don't think anybody laid a hand on Saran Stacey.
No, and they're back in the ball game, and that's the thing that the Fire should not have allowed to happen.
And with the missed extra point from the Fire, the Claymores can take the lead here if Gavin Hastings gets it right. The former Scottish rugby captain, who hasn't missed yet in 8 attempts. Flags come in. Hastings drilled the kick, but the flags came down before the play. And we're seeing a lot of Phil Luckett, the referee, who Garth assures me is an old friend of his. You've got friends in the refereeing corps?
False start on the offense, number 75. 5 yards, repeat the try.
So Phil Luckett's a buddy of yours, huh?
Yes, he is a buddy of mine.
You own up to liking referees, huh?
I love referees.
I suppose you have to in your line of work, then. So Gavin Hastings will have to do it again from a little bit longer.
It's okay, because it makes the uprights a little bit easier to read. They're not so far in front of you.
This for the lead, and Hastings has drilled it straight through. So the Scottish Claymores, after that slow start, have got their noses ahead.
Watch number 50 at the right of your screen. You see Steve Matthews going back and dump the ball off to Saran Stacey, who himself does a wonderful job. And I tell you, talking last night to this guy Stacey, I said, are the dump offs part of the package, or are they an outlet pass by Matthews? He says, no, this is part of the game plan. Fieldings obviously could have gotten his hands up and caused a deflection or something. But Steve Matthews just dumped the ball into Saran Stacey's hand, and Saran Stacey made a play here. He took advantage of a swing pass, a little outlet pass, and found the end zone.
So the Scottish Claymores on top, 3:01 to go first quarter, and you saw Percy Snow trying to get a hand on Saran Stacey and failing on that occasion. But we were talking to Percy last night, and he said it'll be a slap in the face if this guy comes in here and has a good game.
Well, it's a 60-minute battle. It's not just a battle of the first or second or third or fourth quarter. It's 60 minutes. And hey, if the opponent comes and gets you at one time or another, you've got another chance to come back and repay them.
So Gavin Hastings has put the Claymores ahead. The return men are Larry Kennedy and Terry Richardson standing at around their own 5-yard line. Another poor kick. The kickoffs aren't too hot tonight. It rolls all the way along the ground to Larry Kennedy at the 20, and Kennedy is met and hit. Loose ball, but the whistles had gone. David Webb, number 59, looked like the first man there.
And this is impressive. This is a defensive lineman running down on a kickoff, making a play. That shows me something right there, dude.
Matt Storm thought he'd recovered a fumble, but he was frustrated. Matt Storm allocated from the Washington Redskins. A lot of NFL players in this league this year. First down for the 35-yard line for the Rhine Fire. Down by 1. Tommy Boyd goes in motion. They stay on the ground and nothing doing at all. He's met by a wall of tacklers, led by John DeWitt, the defensive end, and Terry Richardson, the ball carrier.
This was just a simple off-tackle play. John DeWitt obviously beating Olaf Hampel to the ball carrier and stuffing for a loss, stuffing for a no gain.
That brings up a second down and 10 for the Fire, who exploded with a big play and a touchdown in their opening series. Just need to keep that offensive momentum moving. Andy Kelly, who said to us last night, I must get my wide receivers involved. Lots of time again. He's got Derek Clark, returns one way and will pick up around 7 yards before he's stopped by the cornerback Frank Robinson.
A little bit later on, we'll look at the pass distribution by Andy Kelly. Byron Chamberlain, their tight end, and Derek Clark, the running back, are the two guys that have over half of the ball receptions.
560 Husky.
And as you alluded to earlier, if Andy Kelly wants to be effective tonight, he's got to find his wide receivers. Last week, they were pretty much shut down. So far today, they've been shut down. He needs to find his wide receivers in order for him to be effective tonight.
Matt Kelly knows he's got good ones. He's got Tommy Boyd from the Lions, Manley Woods from the Seahawks, Kevin Knox, an old teammate of yours from Arizona. Between them, they've only caught something like 20 catches all year.
They've only caught, I don't know the...
Cover 3, you got the fullback on the other, okay? This is first down.
Wes Chandler in the mix there, the former San Diego Charger wide receiver.
Hey, no, just let's run. Now, when you think about we go 8 shot across, it would be the other side. I'd rather go Husky.
As Kelly gets his instructions, this is the first game of week 4 in the World League. Got a game tomorrow and a game on Monday as well. Tomorrow, Frankfurt versus Amsterdam at the Volksstadion. Frankfurt looking to close in on a 4-0 record. And on Monday in London, the Monarchs against the Barcelona Dragons, one of those teams looking to improve to 2-2 on the season. Now, this is an important third down for the Rhine Fire. Obviously early days, still in the first quarter, but the Fire need a first down or two just to get their confidence back in their offensive scheme. Kelly throws. Lots of time. Now the pressure comes and he can't find the receiver again. There was double coverage. Shannon Jones, I think, had the coverage. He was looking for Derek Clark, and Kelly had a lot of time but just couldn't find an open receiver.
What the Rhine Fire needs to do is they need to sustain a drive. You can have all the yardage you want on first down. You can have all the yardage you want on second down. But if it's a third down and you don't convert, then it's a turnover, and you cannot afford to do that.
Saran Stacey getting a refit on the sidelines. Obviously a little bit slippier than these players realized. We saw Tommy Boyd from the Rhine Fire getting a retread earlier on. Aragoose deals with the snap, gets off a high kick that Lee Gissendaner will field at the 10. Calls for a fair catch very late. Good kick from Aragoose. The downfield coverage was there. Well, the Claymores 3-0. What have they got to do, Garth, to make it 4-0 tonight?
Tonight, I believe they need to continue their ground attack. They have the #1 rushing offense, but the defense of the Ryan Fire is #1 against the rush. Saran Stacy had 153 yards, but the Fire has only given up 150 yards on the ground. The other thing they need to do is they need to put pressure on Andy Kelly. They only had 5 sacks between them on the Claymore's defense, but I tell you what, Andy Kelly had 3 interceptions last week. If they put pressure on him, maybe they can convert some of that pressure into a turnover.
Both these quarterbacks have felt a little bit of pressure here in this first quarter. Matthews has been hurried as well. And he takes over at his own 10. They stay on the ground, and there's not a lot doing there. Maybe 3 tough yards for Saran Stacy, Anthony Fieldings, and Percy Snow amongst the Fire tacklers. Well, the Fire 0-3, but a team that can win if only they get it right.
What they need is they need an attitude adjustment. They're on a 6-game losing streak, and they need to find a way to turn this thing around. The other thing they need to do is they need to make a big play. Offense, defense, or special teams. They've given the ball away 5 times, only take it away 3 times.
2nd and long for the Scottish Claymores after the gain of 3. They fake it again. Matthews with play action gets a man. Jared Kaya-Ohilo gets close to first down yardage with Anthony Fieldings and Mike Salmon in attendance. And it looks like it's going to be close. It looks like it's short by about a yard, and that'll do it for the first quarter, with the Scottish Claymores leading the Ryan Fire 7-6.
Have you tried the Colgate Deep Clean? Something most teeth have never felt. Something you can feel with Colgate baking soda and peroxide with tartar control. Tingling deep in tiny crevices between teeth and along the gum line. You and your dentist will agree. This Colgate Deep Clean is truly monumental. Colgate baking soda and peroxide. Feel the deep clean.
This spring.
What's up with that outfit? You Alibaba Jackson?
Pound for pound.
Oh, I'm in shape. I'm round.
Only one movie has all the comedy you can bet on.
$2 on the clean-cut white boy.
The Great White Hype. Rated R. At theaters now.
Baby Ruth. Who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Yeah, that's right, my friend. You're not getting through. Ow, that hurt. See ya.
Oh, here comes another one.
Oh, look, everybody. It's Miss Always Get Through. 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Amsterdam Admirals take on last year's defending World Bowl champion Frankfurt Galaxy. Direct from the NFL and Fox Sports, it's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow at a special time live, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on FX.
Hear you. The backchat court is now in session. Miss Fergus, please state your case.
Your Honor, this Sunday on backchat, we will hear evidence on the career of Bray Walton from picket fences.
I find you in contempt. Here, hold this.
What? Hello?
That's backchat. Sunday 4, 3 Central.
And now, Bud Light presents World League of American Football Facts. 50% of the World League players signed NFL contracts for 1995. Hey, World League, make it a Bud Light.
And it's the Scottish Claymores leading the Ryan Fire after 1 session of play by just the 1 point. But if there's been a momentum swing in this game, you get the feeling the Claymores have got it at the moment.
You have to think that way. But I like what the Fire is doing. They're staying in this ball game. Again, people probably thought this was going to be a blowout. But it's a battle of the trenches, and I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing offensively, and I like what they're doing defensively. Galen Hall obviously did his homework.
3rd down and 1 for the Scottish Claymores at their own 19-yard line. Motion from Scott Cooper. They stay on the ground, and that will be short of first down yardage. The #1 defense against the run held firm there. Saran Stacey got nothing. Percy Snow made sure of that.
Big play right here by the Rheinfire defense. Taking it personally that they're going against the #1 rushing offense. You see right there, Saran Stacey having no room to go, having nowhere to go. Another look, you'll see the great penetration by the Rheinfire defense. What they've done is they created a new line of scrimmage behind the original line of scrimmage, creating a turnover.
And that's a momentum swing the other way. Brings out Paul McCallum, who will punt for the Scottish Claymores with Sebastian Savage standing at about his own 42-yard line. They've been using Tommy Boyd in that role, and a flag comes in. So interesting to see Savage returning punts for the Rheinfire. And they'll have to push it 5 yards further back as well. And now Savage has checked out and Tommy Boyd has checked back in. So Paul McCallum will punt from his own goal line. Gets off a high kick that's a fair catch called for by Boyd, and it bounces around, and that could be a live ball. And the Claymores have recovered it. It landed right where a couple of Rheinfire players were. They shouldn't have been there, and the Claymores think they've got it. Looks like James Fuller has come up with it. Phil Luckett will have to make a decision. Well, you can hear it. Both these teams think that they've got the ball.
Well, they do. We'll hear what happens. But Sebastian Savage made a mistake. What he should have done is he should have called his players off. If you don't, they'll get around and they're suspect for the ball.
We are ruling on the field. Receiver did not touch the ball prior to kicking the first down.
Well, the Rheinfire get a lucky break, and the Claymores are outraged. Let's see if we can see what happens.
You see right here, the ball comes down and it hits the arm of the Rheinfire player. That was a bad call.
That's a Claymore's ball, and they knew it. James Fuller there, he knew it.
Let's take another look at it, same angle. You'll see right in front of your screen.
That's Mike Salmon.
Looks like Mike Salmon right there. That is not a heads-up play. Again, I said Sebastian Salmon, but Tommy Boyd should have called his players away.
Well, the Fire dodge a bullet there and get it at the Claymores 44. A pump fake and a pick-off. No, broken up. Tommy Boyd did a good job of turning defender there. That ball should not have been thrown there.
As a receiver, you're coached, if you cannot make the grab, you turn over into a defender. And he did exactly what he needed to do. He knocked the ball away from Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson was licking his chops there, thinking an easy interception. Boyd coming up with a big play defensively. 2nd down and 10. On to Warren Carter, the motion man. Kelly drops, dumps it off, it's high. James Fuller in on the coverage, but Kelly's just not in the groove at the moment.
No, he's not. He's not focused. He's not composed. And he struggled last week. He struggled finding his receivers. There he had Antoine Carter going across in motion in a shallow pattern, and he was wide open. All Kelly had to do was dump the ball off on him. Onto him, but he obviously didn't do that.
So 2 poorly thrown balls from Kelly brings up 3rd and long. Kelly with a deep drop this time. The pressure comes, but he gets it off, and it's going to be short. Tommy Boyd made a great catch, but will come up 3 yards short. Frank Robinson on the stop.
Tommy Boyd turned something into nothing, but what I'm surprised has happened here is that Kelly did not find a receiver beyond the 1st down marker. And that's what you're trained to do. You don't throw the ball short unless there's room to run.
And it was low there as well.
And it was low, so Andy Kelly obviously is struggling a little bit here.
Lee Gisson-Dana stands at his own 10-yard line. And that a disappointing series offensively for the Fire. Leo Aragus, who got off a beauty last time, gets off another high spiraling kick. but is going to be down at the 1-yard line. What a smart bit of special teams play from the Rhine Fire. Kevin Knox, your old buddy.
Heads-up play on special teams. Heads-up play.
7-6, Scotland over the Fire.
When Irish Spring asked the town of Keneally if it could borrow the scent of its waterfall for Waterfall Clean, the folks were happy to oblige.
With its refreshing scent and antibacterial protection, Waterfall Clean leaves you feeling as clean and sparkling as the waterfall itself.
One small problem.
What's that?
They want their picture on the box.
Irish Spring Waterfall Clean. It's fresh, it's blue.
And you like it too.
Baby Ruth, who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
What you doing?
Stopped up.
Vinegar? Baking soda.
Learn the secrets of home repair on Fix It, weekdays, only on FX.
Looking for one of these? One rider has been rated way above the rest in giving you a real workout with no impact. Best of all, it's half the price of the Health Rider. With variable resistance, it's no wonder CardioGlide was rated best in giving you a real workout. Call now.
Well, special teams already proving a big factor in this game. The Rhine Fire dodged a bullet on the last punt, but this was just a good special teams play.
And you'll see from the left of your screen coming in, number 81, Kevin Knox. He's becoming the punt returner is what he becomes. Talked about the keys to success here today for the Fire. Making a big play, offense, defense, and definitely special teams. The reason why this is a heads-up play and a big play is simply because instead of being on the 20-yard line and coming out, the Claymores are backed up and on the 1-foot line. This gives the advantage to the Fire defense.
The defense is really taking over on both sides of the ball. Scotland can't be much closer to their own goal line. Drops, gets a lot of time, swings it out to Stacey, who is hit at about the 1-yard line. Big play from Jamal Cox.
And Galen Hall said last night, Jamal Cox is probably his most gifted linebacker. Jamal Cox reading the run perfectly, reading the pass perfectly, making a great break on the ball. Again, a great stop by Jamal Cox.
No gain on the play. They tried on the ground with Stacey, who's got some work to do, is met and dropped after a pickup of 3. Matt Gay came up from free safety, and this is proving a lot more difficult for the Scottish Claymores this time around.
The Fire defense has the Claymores backed up here, Nick, and they have to keep the Claymores backed up. They cannot afford to give them a first down here.
Well, they converted a big third down to Sean LaChapelle back in the first quarter, and this a 3rd down and 6. They need some breathing room. Matthews with time now. The pressure comes. He's flushed and in trouble and is hit. And short of first down yardage, Anthony Fieldings, number 50, came up and made the stop. It all broke down for Matthews, and he tried to carry it himself and couldn't get far enough.
You got to give the nod this play to the defensive line of the Rhine Fire. Not giving Steve Matthews much. getting pressure in on him. And I tell you what, Anthony Fieldings makes a big hit right here. But what Matthews should have done is he should have gone down. That could have hurt Matthews.
So Paul McCallum will punt from close to the back of his own end zone. At midfield, it's Tommy Boyd who's going to have to step up, calls for a fair catch, and fumbles the ball. And luckily for the Ryan Fire, he's recovered. These punts are turning very interesting indeed. I think Robert Flickinger, number 91, the former London Monarch, was the first man down there, but very eventful in punting situations.
Very eventful, and you know, we saw in the first half of the first part of the season, Tommy Boyd struggling with catching the ball, and I don't know if that's the trajectory of the ball, if he just loses the ball when it gets up in the air in the lights, but the bottom line is he has to catch those balls. That's what I mean.
Galen Hall was telling us last night he's never been 3-0. He's down by a point here, but he's getting better and better field position. The Fire now take over at the Claymore's 39. There must be some concerns about Andy Kelly.
TV timeout now? Or not? We ready to go? We're ready to go. Good.
Because Andy Kelly did not look sharp and in focus on that last series.
No, the last series was a bad offensive series by Andy Kelly. He's got to regain his composure, settle down, and make plays.
10 minutes left, first half. Manly Woods goes in motion. On the ground to Terry Richardson, who is met by Mark Sander, the middle linebacker, after a pickup of around 4 to the 35-yard line. Terry Richardson played his college football at Syracuse, and Jim Kreiner working with his offensive line.
And let the tight end stay on the block. We'll kick out with him, and then the outside guard has the mic. Okay?
Second down and 6 to go. More motion. They go on the ground, and work to be done here, but a good play. It's going to be short of first down yardage. Terry Richardson again looks like he's shaken up. That seems to be okay, and it's going to be good enough for first down yardage. Mark Sander again there. No, it's just short by a yard.
You see David Webb giving up the outside lane, and Terry Anderson, number 32, getting on the perimeter, getting on the edge, and attacking the edge of the Claymore defense. Heads up play by Terry Richardson, getting around, picking up positive yards. Again, a third and short. The Fire has got to convert. That play was for naught if they do not convert here and sustain the drive.
Well, they've got the ball to the Claymore's 30-yard line. They wouldn't want to try a field goal from here. They want more. Onto Carter gets the call and looks like he's picked up enough for a first down. George Coghill coming up from safety to make the stop. But Carter had done enough to keep the chains moving for the Fire.
See on the left of your screen, number 34, George Coghill coming in and filling the play, making a great tackle. But what I like the Fire's done is they came back to the same play they just ran on the other side, working on the perimeter, picking up first down maybe. We'll see.
Well, they haven't given him the most generous of spots, it has to be said. Let's see if it's enough. And it looks like it's going to be short. Well, Carter didn't get a very generous spot there.
No, but I'll tell you, what happens is, as a running back, when you know how far you have to go to pick up the first down, you do whatever you do, whatever you can to pick up the first down, whether it's dive, jump, crawl, bite, scratch. You have to pick up the first down. They need to sustain this drive, and that was not a very heads-up play by number 24, Antoine Carter.
And it was a heads-up play from Mark Sander, the former Miami Dolphin, who came up and stopped him short. A decision time for Galen Hall, and he is going for it. It's fourth and a couple of inches. They've got it inside the 30-yard line. A pressure play for the Fire. Kelly on the keeper. Only needed a couple of inches and must have got enough.
Smart call by Galen Hall to call the quarterback sneak. You have the defense spread out, go up the line, take the ball, go across the marker for the first down.
And that brings up a first down, and the Ryan Fire need a couple of first downs because after that impressive opening series, they really have been flat offensively, but that's going to give them a lift.
I talked earlier about sustaining a drive, and this is what they're doing. They're sustaining a drive, giving them a chance to go in for the score.
The ball at the 28-yard line of the Scottish Claymores. Remember, the Fire had excellent field position from that punt. Kelly with the fake, dumps it off. And Mark Sander just came up with a hit on Terry Richardson and dropped him for maybe a couple.
Watch 54, left of your screen, playing Sam linebacker, reading the run, and then going after the pass, making a big hit on Terry Richardson. Spent a long time with him last night, and the rumor is that he's not fast enough, but evident right there by the play is he's good enough to make plays.
I was going to say, he may not be fast enough, I don't know, but he's smart enough. This is a very intelligent football player. 2nd down and 8. Kelly drops, fires over the middle. He's got the money man again, Byron Chamberlain, with Frank Robinson and Emmett Waldron on the stop. It's going to be short of first down yardage to the 20.
And this is a guy, Byron Chamberlain, that they have to find. Unless he draws double coverage, Andy Kelly has got to find him.
It's going to bring up an important 3rd down and 2. Chamberlain, really the key man in this Ryan Fire offensive package. Had a big game against London last week. Another big 3rd down for the Fire at the 20. Kelly drops the pass, complete to Derek Clark, who may have been stopped. Frank Robinson came in there. It looked like Clark had enough, and then Robinson pushed him back, and that will depend on where they spot it.
Andy Kelly dropping back and dump the ball off to number 43, Derek Clark. Looks like the ball's on the back, and it is a fumble, but fantastic play by the lineman being there to converge on the ball to keep the possession in favor of the Ryan Fire.
And it was Byron Chamberlain, but because of that, they're short of first down yardage, and that brings out the field goal unit. Leo Aragus will attempt a 37-yard kick. He's certainly got the leg. Has he got the accuracy? Huge kick, and good. So the Fire go back on top. 5:30 left in the first half. Big kick from Leo Aragus, 37 yards. It probably had about 57. Good enough for the Fire to re-establish the lead.
Testing for your love.
Barry White, checking for love, the Love King. Can't get enough of your love, babe. I love you, man.
I love your style.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
I had it right in my hand. You saw it.
It's okay, look. Snap. It's a happy sound. If you don't have snap, then your pants fall down. And don't forget Crackle. He's the second sound. He's the guy in the middle. Water trickles, nose tickles, peanut brittle bill. And that leaves Pop. He's quite a clown. Snap, crackle, pop. Now let's chow down.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies make it a great day.
The sun's up at Bay Hill, and what a lovely day for a drive. But don't forget to keep your head down, because Bay Hill is Arnold Palmer's place, and the rough edges are there by design. So who helps the business end of this legendary club run smoothly? Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot guarantees low prices and 100% satisfaction. Because when you're responsible for the big picture, even small details are important.
Taking care of business.
The all-wheel drive cars from Subaru. Each looks beautiful on the surface. Any surface. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature. It reacts instantly, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip to help keep you safely on the road, even where there are no roads. The all-surface, all-weather, all-wheel drive line from Subaru. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Well, Jim Kreiner said all week this is not going to be an easy game for the Scottish Claymores. And there's the proof of that with a 9-7 lead in favour of the Ryan Fire. And really, we thought it was going to be close, and that's how it's turned out.
We thought it would be close, and we talked about this team staying focused. And he said last night there's not one player that he has heard talk about next week's game. But I think it's evident tonight that maybe they're doing a little bit of that here.
Well, they have such a big game next week, the Scottish Claymores in Frankfurt. That one will decide who hosts the World Bowl. It's a high kick that Marcus Thomas fields at his own 15. The big fullback gets past the first guy, can't get past the second guy, is met at the 25-yard line. Jason Carthen, the outside linebacker, came up along with Donald Douglas to make the stop. So the Claymores continue to work in difficult field position. Well, the Claymores will meet the Frankfurt Galaxy next week. The winner of that one will have the best record over the first half of the season, and they'll host the World Bowl, and they'll go up against the team with the best record overall after the full 10 games. And if it's the same team, obviously it's the team with the second best record. First down for the Claymores, looking to hit back. They hit back pretty quickly last time. But Steve Matthews has been getting a lot of pressure from the fire, and there's some early pressure there.
Changed the play, and I think there was a little bit of movement on the offensive line.
James Wilson, I think it was, number 74, that lost patience.
And if that's the case, this is what happens when a quarterback makes changes at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they're arguing that he was drawn. And the officials agree with that decision.
Hey, watch the right guard, number 79, Purvis Hunt. Get a little too quick.
Yep.
And you can't afford to do that. You know, when the audibles are built into the system, you cannot afford. You have to listen to the call and make the changes at the line of scrimmage.
Purvis Hunt from the Houston Oilers, and that's a 1st and 15 from the 20 now for the Claymores. Matthews gets time, had an open man. It was high, but it looked a catchable ball. Donald Douglas on the stop, but Sean LaChapelle really should have had that one.
Yeah, and he was wide open. Matthews looking to find LaChapelle, who's wide open. Ball simply went right through his hands. You know, that's one of those ones, as a baseball player, when the ball goes right between your legs, you end up looking at the mitt thinking it was the mitt's fault, but in actuality, it was your fault.
It certainly wasn't the glove's fault.
No, it was his
hand's
hand's fault.
So a rare drop for Sean LaChapelle brings up a 2nd down and 15. Matthews with the handoff. And Dickerson plows his way for around 8 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Douglas and Salmon on the stop, and Dickerson is hurt.
This is just a traditional draw. Matthews going back and hand off to number 23, Dickerson. But Dickerson makes a big play here, breaking tackles, picking up 8 yards. And what he has done is he's running north and south, from end zone to end zone. Had every opportunity to turn back in, going east and west from sideline to sideline, but he picks up positive yards. This is important when you're talking about sustaining a drive.
Dickerson got up okay, but was limping almost immediately afterwards, and checks out after gaining 6 yards from Dickerson. Very versatile player. With the Kansas City Chiefs for a couple of years. And that brings up a 3rd down and 9 for the Scottish Claymores. And both these teams really, after one flash of offensive brilliance, have struggled when they've had the ball. And what can Matthews do here? Takes a deep drop, gets a lot of protection, looks in the direction of Lee Gisson-Dana, and Larry Kennedy almost came up with the interception. Gisson-Dana with no chance of picking that one up.
Not a smart play by Matthews, throwing into double coverage. Something that you're always taught as a quarterback, never throw into double coverage. If you have to, dump it into the end zone or dump it into the stands, giving them a souvenir. But you never want to throw into double coverage.
So Paul McCallum used to be a soccer player growing up in Scotland, and then went and kicked in Canada for a number of years in the Canadian Football League, now with the Scottish Claymores. Shallow one. Tommy Boyd fields at his own 43. Not much chance of a return there. Joe O'Brien and James Fuller on excellent punt coverage.
You know, we saw earlier David Webb, number 59, the defensive lineman, making a big stop on the kickoff. And here you see Joe O'Brien going down on punt coverage. I tell you, utilizing these defensive linemen on special teams is important. And as a special teams player, we don't find very many defensive linemen running down on punts, running down on kickoffs. This is impressive. I like it.
And if you're Tommy Boyd, a wide receiver, you don't want to see a defensive tackle bearing down.
No, you do not want to be hit by a defensive lineman that's 6'4", 275 pounds.
Good field position again at their own 45. Movement looked like the right side of the Ryan Fire offensive line got a little twitchy there. Still too many flags for the Fire.
False start. Offense, number 82, 5 yards.
There's Byron Chamberlain, the tight end.
The Rhine Fire in great field position.
Number 82.
And they cannot afford to do this. What this does is take them out of good field position, puts them in bad field position.
And a 1st and 15. But the Scottish Claymores looking to stiffen up a little bit here. Kelly fakes the handoff, gets pressure, goes down, a loss of 5 yards on the play. Looked like David Webb, number 59, came in with the sack, but there's a flag on the far side of the field.
You see right here on the left of your screen, number 59, David Webb. We're going to get Steve Hoyam, number 76 of the Fire, making a heads-up play. Getting to the number 7, Andy Kelly, for a nice sack. But we got a flag on the play.
Illegal motion. Number 1 on the offense. Penalties decline. 2nd down.
And that brings up 2nd down and 20. We're seeing a lot of your buddy Phil Lockett here.
Yes, sir.
Far too much if you're a Ryan Fire fan. So 1st and a lot.
A simple call of illegal motion, moving before the snap. Something it's really elementary you cannot afford to do.
Tommy Boyd, the guilty man. 2nd down and 20. Motion from the Fire. Pressure comes from the outside. They've got a man. Another flag comes in as Byron Chamberlain picks up around 6 yards with James Fuller and James Williams in attendance, but more yellow flags.
I tell you, this looks like the game we saw last week. This is not winning football right here. We'll hear the infraction, but it looks like the Claymores are pointing to the Fire.
And if this is another one against the Fire, that's 3 in a row.
We talked about being in good field position. They were on the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line. If it's an infraction, they're backed up to at least the 30. Looking at 2nd and very, very long.
You can see the Claymores debating whether to decline it to bring up a 3rd and 20. Mark Sander there, looking at the options. But either way, this is a very, very shaky series for the Fire.
$55, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
That's Bob Cronenberg, the center, and it brings up a 2nd down and a stack. And 7 flags in the game already with 3 minutes left in the 1st half.
Look at the Rhine Fire. 3 penalties already. Coming into this game, they were leading the league in last place on penalties.
2nd and 30. And they go on the ground, which nobody expected. Certainly not the Scottish Claymores. Marvin Goodwin came up to stop Jerome Davison, but he's obviously well short of 1st down yardage. They'll give him about 8.
I'm really not sure of that call right there. You can't afford, when you're 2nd and forever, to run a draw play. Sure, you're going to pick up positive yards, but the defense will definitely converge and shut you down. Here, we're looking at now 3rd and close to 25.
Well, it caught the defense out for 8 yards, but when you need 30, as you say, Garth, it's not what you need. 3rd and a stack. And again, they keep it on the ground, and there's no chance at all for Jerome Davison. They let him have 7, but he's still 15 yards short of a 1st down.
I don't understand Galen Hall's calls right here. Back-to-back draws when they have a lot of yards to pick up. They had 2 chances to convert on passing downs, but they obviously chose to run the ball. Something I don't understand.
Well, it did take about a minute off the clock. It's taken us to the 2-minute warning with the score. Rhine Fire 9, Scottish Claymores 7.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Read Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
I just wasn't satisfied with how my headache medicine was working. Then my doctor told me about a medicine called Arudis.
Of all the prescription pain medicines, 82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arudis, and now it's available in a non-prescription strength. potent new Arudis KT. Just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IB, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol.
Now I've got Arudis KT.
New Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
Hi, this is Malcolm Shower from the Amsterdam Avenue.
I'm Andre Hewitt of Scottish Claymores.
I'm Steve Brooks from the Frankfurt Galaxy.
And you're watching FX.
In the Far East, people have long appreciated the need for thoughtfully designed products that make efficient use of limited space. Crosswalk Space Saver, made in America, appreciated around the world. Soon, you'll both be taking up less space. Space Saver by Proform.
Well, the punting unit out for the Rhine Fire. Galen Hall, ultra-conservative on those last two plays.
A little suspect on the back-to-back draw calls. Obviously playing conservative. He does not want to give up the ball.
This team hasn't had a lead all year. They've got a 2-point one here. Maybe he's thinking what a psychological edge that'll give him at half-time if they can sustain it. Lee Gisson-Dana calls for a fair catch at the 23-yard line. Leo Aragus has punted pretty well for the Rhine Fire tonight, averaging over 40 yards a catch. So Scotland with a little under 2 minutes left in the first half to try and get something moving. Haven't seen too much of Scott Cooper, the Scottish national player, so far in this game. Maybe he'll get involved here. Gavin Hastings, the Scottish rugby legend, Paul McCallum and Ben Torriero, just 4 of their national players. Those are the guys that you see on offense.
What I like best about it is every one of these guys have produced for this team.
First down at the 23. Matthews throws, fires, gets a man. Yo Murphy picks up around 10 yards before Larry Kennedy pushes him out of bounds. That'll stop the clock after just 10 seconds and may move the chains. In fact, he's come up just a yard short, has he, or are they going to move him? It's very, very close.
The Claymores don't go to a 3-receiver package. Be interesting to see if they go to a hurry-up offense here.
Second and next to nothing for the Scottish Claymores. Matthews drops, dumps it off to Kaya Ilo, who manages to hang on, and then it's broken up. Kaya Ilo juggled it, never really had it, and Mike Salmon and Matt Gay made sure he never went anywhere with it.
Kaya Ilo trying to make a play on a ball that's thrown just a little bit behind him by Steve Matthews. But what I like is Mike Salmon, seeing that Kaya Ilo's struggling, comes in there, gets his hand in on, and breaking up the pass. Heads-up play by Mike Salmon. Another look here. And what the Claymores have to do, Nick, is they have to converge on those type of plays.
That's what they did there, breaking it up and bringing up third down and short. And the pitch back, they go back to the ground game, their bread and butter. And Saran Stacey picks up around 5 yards before James Roberson stops him. But Steve Matthews, a bit hot and cold tonight, as is the running game. In fact, the entire Scottish Claymores offense just spluttering. But with a minute and a half left in this first half, they've got the ball to their own 37-yard line, and the bottom line is they're only down by 2.
Only down by 2, and all they need is a field goal. They're going to go ahead at halftime up by 1.
But it's been a real tough, physical, intimidating kind of battle. Not for the faint-hearted down there. Percy Snow, who was really quite quiet last week, has been much more of a factor for the Rhine Fire defensively tonight.
No, and we talked about the chance for finger-pointing on this ball club. And they were a little suspect. They were a little hinting to maybe there were a couple guys on this team, but obviously they're showing that they're composed tonight. They came out here with a motive, and that motive was to shut down the Claymore offense. That motive was to put points on the board, and that motive was to win this ball game. And if they keep doing what they're doing, then I believe they got a chance at the end of the game to come out on top.
Well, you were saying in pre-game, Garth, that a lot depends on these two young quarterbacks. We saw Andy Kelly there and Steve Matthews. Neither of them quite in a groove just yet. And the Claymores have to be careful now. They've got one timeout remaining. They will have to use it wisely. Matthews pump fakes and then fires, and it's almost intercepted. He was looking for Willie Tate, the tight end, and Donald Douglas had a shot at a pickoff.
Not a very smart play by Steve Matthews. Getting chased out of the pocket. What he needs to do is he needs to just dump the ball into the crowd. What they cannot afford to do is they cannot afford a turnover.
And that was a carbon copy of the play where Kenny McIntyre returned one for an interception for London last week.
Yes, it truly is.
Scotland lucky on that occasion. Matthews steps up, fires, has a wide open man and just underthrown.
Steve Matthews obviously is struggling. Talked about it earlier. He needs to regain his composure, something he did in week 3, but he's fallen off from there. He's not finding the open receiver. He's underthrowing the balls.
And the real bad news is there's still a minute 24 left for the Rhine Fire, who have 2 timeouts.
And
maybe
they find
the Fire can do something. If they don't convert this third down, the Claymores, they could still be in a bit of trouble. Plenty of time. Matthews looks. He's finally got a man. It's Willie Tate, the tight end, who gets down to around the 42-yard line before he's tripped up by Matt Gay.
Good blocking right there by the offensive line. You see right there, the offensive line blocking, doing a great job of giving Steve Matthews time to find his open receiver, number 85, Willie Tate.
And that just has taken the pressure off for the Claymores, who have spiked the ball on their first down, just to stop the clock with exactly a minute remaining.
Come on off!
And in a game that promises to be as tight as this, it's those little intangibles that are going to make a difference here.
The little intangibles that is not coached. Either you have them or you don't have them.
Second down. The Claymores down by 2. And Matthews goes to the sideline, and this time it's high. Larry Kennedy made sure there was no chance for Yo Murphy, but I don't think he'd have caught it even if he'd been on his own.
No, and what Matthews has to do is he's almost in field goal range. If he wants to go in on top of his team at halftime, he's got to pick up a 5 or 6, maybe 10 yards. He had Yo Murphy wide open, and he didn't converge.
Well, another 10 should just about get into Paul McCallum's range. He's not missed this season, but with a long of 39. Third down and 10 for the Claymores. Lots of time. They go high over the middle, and it's broken up and incomplete. A nice defensive job once again from Donald Douglas on Willie Tate. Douglas is having a pretty good half.
Percy Snow does a fantastic opportunity. But one thing I'm not sure about, why he threw this ball when all he needs is 5 or 6 yards. You see Percy Snow staying with the play, staying with the ball, and knocking the ball away from Willie Tate. Heads-up play by Percy Snow. But again, not sure why they didn't throw the dump-down pass, pick up 5 or 6 yards.
Tommy Boyd goes back to his own 10-yard line. Paul McCallum, flag comes in, and a fair catch called for and made at the 15, but another flag.
Nick, I don't know about you, but this game seems to be getting sloppy.
From both sides as well. A man downfield for the Scottish Claymores. Joe O'Brien assessed there. Penalty was declined. And this is what was going on outside the stadium prior to kickoff. They all knew Garth Jacks was here, you see.
Ha! I've got my cheering section here. You know what I did is I left them behind. My wife and my father-in-law and my son are in a flat in London. Cheer me on there.
And watching the game, no doubt. 45 seconds left, and the Rhine Fire are not going to do anything stupid. They've taken a what we have, we hold attitude.
Yes, and a smart heads-up play, not trying to make any plays, but taking the easy play and going into halftime with a 2-point lead.
I'll tell you, these fans don't like it. There's a lot of whistling here.
No, and that's one thing as fans. You know, we all are suspect at times of why plays are called the way they are.
And that'll pretty well wrap it up for the first half. The Fire leading it 9-7, a novel position for them. But neither of these two sides really firing, really in sync. We talked about what they needed to do to win. Neither of them have quite established themselves yet.
No, not at all. But the Rhine Fire obviously have a little momentum right now, simply because they're ahead by 2, something they haven't been, and a place they haven't been in a long time.
Both coaches with plenty to say in the locker room at the interval. The score, the Rhine Fire 9, the Scottish Claymores 7. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a minute.
Some people think picket fences is a little strange.
He's badgering the midget.
Oh. Some people think picket fences is a little racy.
Get out! We did not have intercourse.
And some people think they've missed too much of the show to start watching now. Think again. Now on FX, you can finally find out what everyone's talking about. Catch the Emmy Award-winning episodes of Picket Fences that you might have missed. Every weekend at 7, 6 Central, only on FX.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
I was just auditioning different companies.
And I thought, well, gosh, maybe I'll try it and just see.
And?
I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you, too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more.
Keep hitting.
Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, spend $25 a month, and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S.
I think it's right on the money.
And you're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill. AT&T calling card calls, AT&T cellular long distance, collect calls you receive, even fax and modem calls. Pretty comprehensive, huh?
That's what I like about it.
Does it cost anything to sign up?
Nope, doesn't cost a thing.
Could you please be more enthusiastic?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE. So, have I convinced you yet?
I like what I see, but I kind of want to see more.
Yeah, I'd like to see what I'm saving.
I want something I can easily read, see where my savings are, and go, yes, I'm getting a good deal.
You got it. AT&T puts your savings right on your phone bill.
She could show it to me. She goes, look how much money I saved.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? You're backed by AT&T's world-class customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
Call that number to switch now, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think it sounds great.
Just for the 100 free minutes, that sounds wonderful. 25% across the board.
And I know that the service is there.
Can't get any better than that.
Well,
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Guten Tag.
Buenos dias. Kia ora. Hello. Who do we there?
Hello. No matter in what language they say hello, the national players this season have greeted the World League with the statement that they belong. Over the past 2 weeks, German Ingo Seibert has scored 4 touchdowns, breaking the season record for nationals he set a year ago. 5 years ago, it was a London Monarch who got the whole national ball rolling.
An impressive showing for the Operation Discovery players. That's the E-Man. He scored!
The E-Man was Victor Abubadike, and in week 3 of the 1991 season, he became the first national player to score a touchdown in the World League. He blazed a trail for all non-Americans and showed other nationalities that they could compete with the boys across the pond in their own game. Last season, Australian Darren Bennett launched rockets from his foot as a punter for the Amsterdam Admirals. Those missiles proved to be intercontinental. Bennett was voted to the Pro Bowl as a member of the San Diego Chargers following the 1995 NFL season. This season has seen a new influx of national players that has truly made it a world league. 3 Japanese are playing professional football for the first time, and they met head-to-head when the Rhine Fire met Amsterdam in week 2. New Zealander Willie Hinchcliffe is snaring passes for the London Monarchs. Barcelona's Sami Alalampi, a wide receiver from Finland, set a Dragons record in week 1 when he hauled in a Kelly Holcomb pass and outraced the Admirals' defence 87 yards for the score. Last week, Scotland's Scott Cooper was able to fulfil his goal when he scored versus Amsterdam. In week 1, the Admirals' Frank Temming scored, one of the record-setting 7 touchdowns by national players this season. Scotland's Paul McCallum has done it with his right leg. He's a perfect 4 for 4 in field goal attempts, including the overtime game winner in week 1 versus London. Frankfurt Seibert has won the National Player of the Week award the last 2 weeks.
I think I play not because of the national rule now. I play because I'm a, what can I say, a good football player.
Environmental pollution, ultraviolet rays, acid rain. They'll destroy your car if you let them. You could rub and rub and rub, and it still won't help. But this will. Introducing Autofoam with Formula A, created by Blue Coral, one of the most respected names in the car care industry since 1927. Formula A is the ultimate transparent non-stick barrier, and only Autofoam has it. Look, the tablet on the right is coated with Formula A. Water just can't penetrate. And how about extreme heat? It's no match for Autofoam. Even this acid can't break its protective barrier. So how much did you pay for your car? Why not take care of it with Autofoam by Blue Coral? It's so easy to use you can't make a mistake. And it can last a year before you need to reapply. It's the #1 selling premium automotive sealant. Bring out the shine in no time with Autofoam by Blue Coral. Look, Autofoam fills in nicks and scratches in your car's finish, providing a high gloss shine that protects against environmental pollution, ultraviolet rays, even acid rain. Autofoam outprotects and outshines all other leading car waxes and polishes. But wait, there's also Autofoam Ultra Car Wash. It actually forms a protective layer of Formula A every time you wash. And that's not all. Introducing Autofoam Ultra Wheel Care. Remove brake dust, grease, and stains on contact. Spray it on, hose it off, and leave a protective layer of Formula A, all from the same bottle. So call today and get Autofoam Liquid Sealant, Autofoam Ultra Car Wash, and Autofoam Ultra Wheel Care, all with exclusive patented Formula A. Now just $19.95. Guaranteed to work or your money back. Bring out the shine in no time with Autofoam by Blue Coral.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-540-0404. That's 1-800-540-0404. Or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping to Autofoam, P.O. Box 2978, Framingham, Massachusetts. For faster delivery, call now 1-800-540-0404.
Welcome back to halftime. Intense, intelligent and determined are all adjectives that describe Sean LaChapelle. Recently, we sat down with the Claymore's star wide receiver.
Well, I grew up in Napa Valley where they make all the wine back in California, America. Played high school ball there, then went to college down in Southern California, a place called UCLA.
LaChapelle's football career has been a roller coaster. After an All-American collegiate career, LaChapelle's rising professional star was dimmed by injuries. Resurrected in the World League, LaChapelle is once again dominant. A 3-play sequence in a recent game proved that he's willing to do just about anything to win.
Matthews, and a leaping catch made near the sideline by Sean LaChapelle. Demonstrating that you can handle everything. He comes back with a catch. Now he goes ahead and makes a perfect block on the defensive back. Get out of the eye, and the first man through is Dickerson. Big hole off the left side, and the ball is loose. And it looks like LaChapelle again has come through there to cover up the football.
The best preparation I could ever have. Every day I go against really good DBs who are on my team. Every weekend, you know, I go against really good defenses and who test my ability, who test the ability of our offense, of our coaching staff. And I'm really happy that I've come here because I need this work both mentally and physically. And I mean, this experience is invaluable to me.
And now AT&T presents the Play of the Week.
Last week in a battle of winless teams, the London Monarchs with new head coach Lionel Taylor traveled to the Rhine Stadium to face the Rhine Fire. Late in the fourth quarter, with the Rhine Fire trailing by 7 and driving in Monarchs territory, cornerback Kenny McIntyre stepped in front of an Andy Kelly pass, returning it 70 yards for the score. McIntyre's third interception of the day allowed the Monarchs to celebrate their first victory of the season. AT&T salutes Kenny McIntyre and his play of the week.
Hey, is that thing on in there? All right, you ready for some real action?
The World League of American Football. There's nothing else like it. Now, official World League products are available in the U.S. only through this exclusive offer. Call 1-800-635-4438 to own the colors of the London Monarchs, Scottish Claymores, Amsterdam Admirals, Frankfurt Galaxy, Rhine Fire, and the Barcelona Dragons. Replica jerseys in official team colors only $39.99. T-shirts only $14.99. World League football $69.99. And assorted team hats only $14.99. Remember, all teams are available. So call 1-800-635-4438. This is your only opportunity to buy official World League products. Don't miss it. Call now with your credit card order or write to the address on your screen. Refer to source number 001747 on all orders.
Lost and found, hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Because all the people we've cared for in the past don't have to stay there. Lost and Found, weekends at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
Every day, America Online is making it a little easier for people to live, work, and play. With point-and-click access to instant news and sports, financial updates, online magazines, shopping and travel, and easy access to the internet. Call now for America Online, a new way to use your computer to communicate and have fun.
Call 1-800-541-0100 now for your free America Online Startup Kit with free software and 15 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online, so call today.
Tomorrow, the Amsterdam Admirals take on last year's defending World Bowl champion Frankfurt Galaxy. Direct from the NFL and Fox Sports, it's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow at a special time live, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on FX.
Today on Personal FX, we saw some wonderful vintage wedding gifts. On Monday, we'll be in Richmond, Virginia for some great super collections, and we're going to be showing you how to clean copper.
Yeah, you know who's going to be doing that. That's Monday, Personal FX.
As the Scottish Claymores come out to the field in the Rhine Stadion, both teams will have had plenty to talk about during that break. One offensive touchdown each. The Rhine Fire getting off early, scoring on their first possession.
You look right here at the first touchdown. Andy Kelly zeroing in on his receiver. He's got that look in his eyes. Great protection by the offensive line, finding the open receiver, rated to Byron Chamberlain, easy 6 points. A focused Andy Kelly is what made that play happen.
But Scotland hit back, inevitably Saran Stacey involved.
Yeah, let's take a look at the second touchdown. Touchdown by the Claymores. You'll see Saran Stacey getting the ball, but what I like is the blocking downfield by the offensive guard, Tom Barnt, and the wide receiver, Yo Murphy. You know, unfortunately, sometimes when there's a score, they don't say who actually did the work. Right there, the unsung heroes were Tom Barnt and Yo Murphy.
And at that point, I think maybe we were thinking we're in for a feast of scoring here, but Galen Hall's defense stiffened up, as did Jim Kriner's, and both offenses really struggled in that second quarter, and these numbers are okay, but nothing special. We thought they were going to be a lot brighter at the end of that first quarter.
Not much that you want to run home to mom and talk about and get excited about, but again, they're not really hurting themselves. They're just not making big plays. Kelly's not finding his wide receivers. Matthews is underthrowing the ball, overthrowing the ball.
And a key for the Rhine Fire defense was to contain Saran Stacey. He's gained something like 23 yards on 8 carries in the first half. The Fire will be quite happy if he carries on like that in the second half.
But we really haven't seen much between the #1 rushing defense of the Fire and the #1 rushing offense of the Claymores. An area that we really thought was going to be effective tonight on both sides of the ball.
Well, Galen Hall really has had to work with Andy Kelly, who's a decent enough quarterback in this league, but his confidence you sometimes think can take a knock.
Well, Andy Kelly struggled last week. And I don't know Kelly well enough to say this, but I'll go out on a limb by saying that Andy Kelly struggles with looking at his second and third receiver. We saw that all last week where he was dumping the ball off to his running back out of the backfield. And I don't know if that's something that's coachable, but if he wants to play in the National Football League, he has to learn to find his receivers, his second and third receiver down the field.
And the opening series for both these teams in the third quarter could set the tone for the rest of the game. Marcus Thomas, the deep man for the Scottish Claymores, fields at his 10-yard line, looking for blocks and doesn't get them. More good special teams play from Matt Gay, who was big last week as well.
I love special teams so much. I love the way guys go down and they do things, they take chances because they can afford to. Here you have Matt Gay, a starting free safety, making a big hit. You have to like guys like that. Here you see number 40, Matt Gay coming in and making a big stick. Big play. That's the kind of momentum you need coming out of the second half. You're up by 2 points. Maybe that makes a difference. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, it means that the Claymores once again have difficult field position. It's at the 24-yard line. They've struggled with field position all game so far. Matthews drops back to pass, looks, fires, gets a man over the middle. Sean LaChapelle, who will pick up around 7 yards before he's tackled by Percy Snow and Anthony Fieldings.
This is what Coach Kreiner talked about last night, knowing that they would probably double coverage on either Sean LaChapelle or Yo Murphy, but they're not doing what the Fire defense is doing is they're opening up the short pass. Matthews was talking about trying to find that, and he did right there with LaChapelle over the middle for a few yards.
9 to be precise, and Stacey fumbles the ball. And it looks like the Fire have recovered it. That's the first turnover of the game. And that really hurts the Claymores. I think Anthony Fieldings may have forced the fumble. James Roberson, I think it was, that recovered it. And that's a huge play for the Fire.
Talking about keys to success, making a big play. How do you do it? Offense, defense, special teams. Here they come in with a big play, making a play, causing a fumble, and getting a turnover. And a turnover in great field position on the 35-yard line. A chance to get at least a field goal out of this would be very big for the Rhine Fire.
What's up? He's had a good game so far, James Roberson. Fell on the ball there. What can Kelly do with it? Pressure comes. He gets it off. And it's Derek Clark who picks up enough for first down yardage. Mark Sander and George Coghill eventually there. But they get a first down and keep things rolling. But Kelly got walloped there.
We'll just take a look at the shot that Andy Kelly takes. Trying to find his open receiver, feeling the pressure, but just gets whopped as he dumps the ball off to 43 Derek Clark.
And it's a first down for the Fire, a pickup of 12 yards to the 24-yard line. The Fire ahead by 2, putting the heat on the Claymores early. Richardson is dropped for a loss, loose ball, but it's whistled dead. George Coghill is thinking hero time. Mark Sander on the stop, and Richardson will have lost a yard on that.
You know, Lick, I don't know what's going on, but there have been a lot of balls on the ground tonight. Sloppy play with penalties, balls on the ground, turnovers. Sloppy plays tonight.
When I look up the linebacker. That's your tackle that moves down. The linebacker stacks. The two of you have got those two.
Kreiner making his points.
Obviously not happy tonight. Not happy with what he sees by his offense and or defense.
Well, we talked about how important the opening series was. The fumble, the worst thing that could have possibly happened to the Scottish Claymores. Second down and long for the Fire after the loss from Richardson. Kelly swings it out just behind Tommy Boyd, and Kelly and his receivers continue to be just that little bit out of sync.
Well, that ball was a little underthrown to Tommy Boyd, something that Andy Kelly cannot afford to do. When you have an open receiver like that, you need to lead him just by a yard or 2. Receivers do not like balls that are underthrown.
Third down and long for the Fire. Kelly with a deep drop, gets pressure from Herman Carroll, gets rid of it, broken up, picked off. Intercepted by James Fuller, the safety man. And each of these teams has started the third quarter with a turnover.
You'll see number 20, James Fuller, coming into play. Andy Kelly getting chased out of the pocket. Just a good break on the ball. Man-to-man coverage, man-to-man defense, but coming up with a big play. James Fuller knowing that he's got to help out his offense. How does he help him out? He helps him out by creating a turnover.
A guy who spent around 3 seasons with the San Diego Chargers. And after the interception, it means the Claymores take over more or less where Saran Stacy fumbled it away at the 27-yard line. Matthews, a little swing pass into the flat. There's room for Stacy here, who dances and jinks his way to the 30-yard line. A pickup of a couple, only Jason Carthen on the stop. But defense is running the show here.
Love you, Mama.
A pickup of 2 on the swing pass to Saran Stacy.
James Fuller, a very happy man right now, knowing that he's just helped out his offense.
Well, he has every reason to be. But what can that offense do? They show blitz. Matthews pitches it back to Marcus Thomas, who gets past the first man and has some running room, and is met short of first down yardage, although there was a good second effort. Larry Kennedy just went head-to-head with the big fullback.
Baby, touch away, baby.
But Thomas has just given him a bit of a spark.
And I like this call. This is a flea flicker. It's just a basic reverse by the wide receiver, reversed by Marcus Thomas, number 40. Hard to defend. The reason why is simply because you go one way and you have to change your direction and come back around and follow the reverse. Very tough and difficult to defend. A great call by the Claymores.
And Thomas did everything he had to. The second effort gets him the first down. The Claymores take over at their or continue at their 39-yard line. A fumble, and Matthews has fallen on it just...
Again, I repeat myself, sloppy play out here tonight.
You saw Jim Kreider's frustration there. It's 2 teams that do one good thing, then a couple of bad things, then one good thing, just not in their rhythm.
An exchange, a faulty exchange by the quarterback in the center is unexcusable. You take at least 200 during the week. That cannot happen.
Second down and long for the Scottish Claymores, who dodged a bullet. And Matthews gets LaChapelle, his bread and butter guy, and LaChapelle will be close to first down yardage. Larry Kennedy on the stop, and that'll depend on where they spotted. And LaChapelle, who banged up an ankle last week, is limping.
We see Steve Matthews throwing the ball over to the defender, getting the ball up, utilizing the size of LaChapelle, coming down with a big grab. But again, as we talked about, he's got an ankle injury, and there he walked off the field. Don't know how bad that's going to affect him tonight.
Certainly favoring that ankle. And they've got the chains out to measure that LaChapelle effort. Looks like he's able to walk it off. And it's good enough for a first down. The nose of the ball just ahead. So they'll move the chains to the 49-yard line. The Claymores down by 2.
And you know, this offensive unit is a little banged up. This whole week, Kreiner said that he couldn't afford to go full speed in his 7-on-7, which is passing between the quarterback and the receivers. A little banged up. We'll see if it affects them tonight here.
Joe Murphy is split wide right on first down. Lots of movement at the line again. Matthews gives the ball to Stacy, who looks to cut back inside and will get around 6 yards before he's stopped by James Wilson, the defensive tackle. And they've moved it into fire territory.
You know what this offense reminds me of a lot of in Saran Stacy is the Dallas Cowboys. They have a big front line and just hand the ball up to Emmitt Smith, and they're so big up front that he can't afford or just can't help but make positive plays, and that's what Stacy's doing. He's picking up a lot of yardage on his runs.
Second down and around 4. Murphy in motion. On the ground again they go, and a slip. James Wilson covering up Saran Stacy, who just lost his footing.
James Wilson doing a great job coming down the line of scrimmage and making a play. It's important right now. You've got loose turf. And the defensive line knows that they have to dig their feet in and can't afford to give Saron Stacy the room. James Wilson coming in and making a fine play from behind.
Which brings up a 3rd down and around 5 or 6 to go for the Claymores. They fake it to Stacy, and Matthews is in trouble, getting chased, and just had to dump it away. Great pressure coming from the Fire, and Matthews really couldn't do anything about it.
I was just saying, if he was on...
Matthews getting a lot of pressure and doing the only thing he can't do is double the ball up. Getting pressure from Stacey Evans, number 78, the right defensive end. Only one thing he could do. Dumping the ball off on the sideline.
Which brings up a 4th down, and the punting unit out for the Scottish Claymores. McCallum had some pressure, had to get rid of it in a hurry. And it takes a hop at about the 35, or 25 and out of bounds at the 22-23 yard line of the Ryan Fire, who continue to protect that 2-point lead over the Scottish Claymores.
Oh, shh, it's okay, look. Snap. It's a happy sound. If you don't have snap, then your pants fall down. And don't forget, Crackle, he's the second sound. He's the guy in the middle. Water trickles, nose tickles, peanut brittle, Bill. And that leaves Pop. He's quite a clown. Snap, crackle, pop. Now let's chow down.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies make it a great day.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Reach Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Baby Ruth. Who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
You know, I knew Advil was good. But this good? I was just in the dentist chair. Big time pain. What does my doctor recommend? Not the prescription pain reliever you'd expect, but Advil. Come on, Doc. Advil works better than a prescription. You know, it did. Advil's that good.
On tough dental pain, 2 Advil work better than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. Even better than 2 tablets of Tylenol with codeine.
Advil just works better.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
They crawl, they hop, they slither, they're pets, and they won't be stopped! Unless you watch The Pet Department, only on FX. If you miss it, be very afraid.
Backside. Yeah.
Well, defense is continuing to dominate here in the Ryan Stadion.
The guy came clean, and then on the second, the guy that came from the inside, the one that made the play, he was trying
Jim
to...
Kreiner working hard with his offensive line, who are finding it is very difficult to open up the running lanes. Kelly pump fakes, gives it to Jerome Davison, and Davison, with some daylight in front of him, will pick up 8 yards before he runs into James Williams. Jerome Davison has proved to be a very effective runner for the Ryan Fire.
This is just a fake draw, and they hand off to Terry Richardson. He runs around the perimeter. Gets really good blocking, but he makes positive yards.
Jerome Davison, it's a kind of unusual first name, but his father has Native American background. I wanted to call him Geronimo, but I think they compromised on Jerome.
That's right.
And there is Geronimo again. In fact, it's Derek Clark getting brought down by James Fuller, but not until he'd reached midfield and a first down for the Ryan Fire.
What happens here is the big hole on the left side of your screen. Derek Clark changing his direction and finding the open hole. We talked earlier about Derek Clark having a 6.8 yard average per carry. Right there shows why he is very good.
pressing the Denver Broncos once again. First down. Kelly with time, swings it out. Over midfield and a pickup of around 6 for Clark. Frank Robinson in on the stop.
And again, the wide receiver's not coming into play here, Nick. Finding his running back Clark and his tight end Chamberlain. I don't know if Kelly's struggling with the play selection, but one thing's for sure is he's not finding his wide receivers. And I said earlier in the game, if he wants to win this ball game, he's got to find his wide receivers, and he's not doing that right now.
Davison still on the sidelines, looks a little bit shaken up. Second down and around 4. Flags come in from both sidelines. Arnold Allais was the man that stopped Clark around the first down marker. But once again, we're going to have to call on referee Phil Luckett. And it's offside against the Scottish Claymores. Derek Clark will have done enough to get a first down there if they decline it. One of 3 Denver Broncos playing for the Rhine Fire. Let's get the call. Confirmation that it's going against the Scottish Claymores, Clark and Chamberlain and Jamal Ellis. And it's no coincidence that all 3 of these guys have come up with some big plays tonight, while John Beat, the Denver general manager, is sitting in the stands looking on.
I wonder if their play has anything to do with it.
Speaking of impressing your bosses, Garth, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals are having a mini-camp this weekend, and you're over here in Germany.
Well, there was an NFL experience behind here. Before the game, I was out there, took my tie off and cut off and went and had some fun.
First down, swing pass. Kelly finds Clark in the flats. Clark works off his blockers and gets close to first down yardage. James Fuller on the stop along with John DeWitt, but you just sense that the Fire offense is starting to believe in itself again.
They're starting a little momentum. They're starting a little drive, and they're sustaining a drive. What I talked about earlier, Derek Clark getting a little dump pass, a little outlet pass from Andy Kelly. Getting a block down the field and making fine plays. I tell you, the Denver Broncos have to like this guy. They have to be excited what they're getting out of Chamberlain and Derek Clark here in the World League of American Football, Nick.
And the Rhine Fire just got a first down out of Derek Clark. At the 34-yard line of the Claymores, they go on the ground again. And not much doing there. The Claymores read that all the way. Herman Carroll just leveled onto Warren Carter. They'll lose a couple on that.
Great pursuit by the defense. See Sander scraping down the line of scrimmage. But watch number 74, Herman Carroll, just leveling onto Warren Carter. Making a great open field play. Herman Carroll.
Very fired up, intense kind of guy, and a karate expert. So under no circumstances do you mess with Herman Carroll.
A master of Taekwondo.
Second down. Kelly fires, it's complete and out of bounds, and Kevin Knox gets his first catch in 2 games.
And he's finding his wide receivers. Kevin Knox not getting the nod. Tommy Boyd obviously getting it. But heads-up play by Kevin Knox. Fingertip catch. Taking the ball in, getting that 1 foot in line, in bounds.
The former Arizona Cardinal, where Garth plays, went to college at Florida State, where Garth went. I mean, you know.
I've taught this guy everything he knows, Nick.
Which is why he's playing wide receiver instead of linebacker.
That's exactly right.
So the Rhine Fire looking to move. 4:51 remaining, third quarter. They lead it 9-7.
That isn't the last one, is it?
Yeah, why?
Did I mention that I found the negatives from your bachelor party?
Yeah. Shame if Carla found out about that whole Niagara thing.
Can you say cubic zirconia?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Room service.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
And?
I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more. Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings. Spend $25 a month and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. You're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? AT&T puts your savings in black and white.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you. You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
You know, my pal Garth Jacks, this isn't him, by the way. He's a great fan of the NFL experience, aren't you, Garth?
I am, and you know, a funny story, at the NFL experience this season, the Super Bowl in Scottsdale, Arizona, a guy came out of the crowd and challenged me to a 40-yard dash, and I'm feeling good about myself. This guy was in a coat and tie, Nick. I had sneakers and shorts on. He beat me. I'm embarrassed to even mention that.
Who was it? Did you ever find out?
Well, no, I'm really embarrassed to even mention it on air.
They're down and short for the Rhine Fire, who go on the quarterback keeper. And should have got enough. They only needed, well, less than a yard. They had the heavy mob in there. Tommy Stowers, the backup tight end, and it looks like Andy Kelly has kept things moving. Troy Ridgely in on the stop.
Andy Kelly looks like he's struggling a little bit. They have a wristband on their arm, which has a listing of plays, but it just seems that Kelly's struggling a little bit with the calls coming in from the line of scrimmage, or coming in from the sideline.
Well, they have a lot of trouble with static in the headset of the quarterback.
And something to think about, they don't have a check with the offense, so everything that they've run comes from the sideline, comes from head coach Galen Hall.
Kevin Knox is split wide left, and everybody's moving around up the line of scrimmage. I think it was Troy Ridgely, number 96, that went across there. And Troy Ridgely, his girlfriend, or his fiancée, shall we say, as we just get the call, is the physiotherapist for the Rhine Fire. That is Troy's number. Yeah, Tammy Lowry, the physio for the Rhine Fire. I was talking to her before the game. I said, so this love thing, how deep does it go? And she said, it's on hold tonight.
It's just tape deep.
Another penalty for the Scottish Claymores. And that gets it inside the 20-yard line of the Claymores, who are down by 2 and will need to hold here, or at least limit it to a field goal. The Fire looking to build up a lead. Jerome Davison doesn't get a lot. Maybe a couple. That'll bring up second down and 3.
Well, Galen Hall is not doing anything crazy. He's just playing conservative. Just a simple little draw run. Keeping the game clock going, but keeping the ball in the possession of the Rhine Fire. At worst case, they're going to come out of here with, hopefully, 3 points. There you see Kelly getting the call from the sidelines and looking down at his wrist.
Second down and 3. It's a good down to play with for Andy Kelly. And a real test of the Scottish defense. Kelly with a lot of time. Now he rolls right, looks, fires, and just throws it away.
Very heads-up play by Andy Kelly. Can't find anybody open, so he dumps it off.
Well, he was looking in the vicinity of Manley Woods, but Woods was well covered. And although we've criticized Andy Kelly for failing to find his receivers, they haven't done a great job in getting open, those guys.
No, they haven't. And again, that's not always the head fault of the quarterback. Sometimes it's the running the wrong route. Sometimes it's drop balls. Sometimes it's the quarterback not finding the open receiver.
The Fire struggle on third down. They're 1 for 8 tonight. And they show blitz, and on the draw play up the middle, Herman Carroll on the tackle with John DeWitt. But Derek Clark will be close to first down yardage, but possibly short from where they've spotted that.
Now this is where a check with me system built in would be good. And a check with me system is a system where if the quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and he reads a blitz and they have a run play on, that that's when he should have the opportunity to call a quick slant pass or something. But obviously we see the evidence of what is missing here tonight, and I believe it's the check and miss system in the offense.
So the field goal unit comes out. Clark a yard short. Aragus will attempt a 34-yarder. He got a 37-yarder in the first half. No problem with the distance at all. No problem with the accuracy. Another 3 points for the Rhine Fire. They improve their lead to 12-7. 1:46 to go, third quarter.
It's okay, look. Snap. It's a happy sound. If you don't have snap, then your pants fall down. And don't forget, Crackle, he's the second sound. He's the guy in the middle. Water trickles, nose tickles, peanut brittle bill. And that leaves Pop. He's quite a clown. Snap, crackle, pop. Now let's chow down.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies make it a great day.
This spring, 20th Century Fox is gonna pull out the big guns.
I've been on medication and everything, and I just want some respect.
The Great White Hype.
Didn't I tell you you're gonna get your shot? You ain't my daddy, are you?
Rated R. At theaters now. Baby Ruth. Who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
For drama and romance, Picket Fences really hits the mark.
Officer down!
Picket Fences on FX.
Let's talk exercise.
Lifting the TV remote. Does that count?
What if it were easy?
I'd like to know what you call easy.
20 minutes a day, 3 days a week.
And what do we call this marvel of modern exercise?
The Nordic Rider, new from Nordic Track.
The new Nordic Rider is the smooth, easy way to get fit at a great price. Advanced push and pull dual motion lets you exercise more muscle groups, including your arms, legs, back, chest, and stomach. Burn off calories and get a better total body workout with the new Nordic Rider. Yours for only $299.95. The Nordic Rider is from Nordic Track, a recognized leader in home fitness, so your complete satisfaction is guaranteed. Try it for 30 days in your home and see the results. If you're not 100% satisfied, send it back for a refund. Call now for a free information kit about the only rider that's good enough for the Nordic Track name. The Nordic Rider. Call the number on your screen today for a free information kit.
Defenses have dominated since the opening quarter. But the good news for the Rhine Fire is that Leo Aragus has got his kicking range. 2 field goals have given the Fire a 5-point lead, and it's Aragus that's going to get it underway. Kicking deep to Marcus Thomas with less than 2 minutes to go, third quarter. In fact, it doesn't even reach Thomas. It takes a hop at the 20-yard line, and David Wilson, the free safety, is met by Aragus, who didn't come up with a big kick when he needed it, and the Claymores will be close to midfield.
Not a very good kick at all by Aragus.
Well, this game obviously important to both teams. The Rhine Fire at the bottom of the pile at 0-3, 0-4 really would finish Galen Hall's team off. The Claymores, of course, at the other end of the scale, fighting to have the best record after 5 games, which means they'd host the World Bowl. So plenty to play for both of them.
Definitely plenty to play for.
And that's given the Claymores the ball at midfield. The Claymores in desperate need of a spark. Their offense has struggled. Stacy trips, dances, picks up 5 or 6 yards. Klaus Biedermann, the German linebacker, on the stop, but Stacy hasn't been the factor that we know he wanted to be in this game.
No, he hasn't. I think that's evident of the fact that this defense by the Fire is #1 against the rush, and they're showing why they're that. Why they're so good, because they're playing aggressive defensive football.
2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6 from Stacy. Matthews, they go on the ground once again with Stacy, who trips and spins and will be close to first down yardage with Anthony Fieldings in attendance. Good second effort from Saran. And it's so close that I think they're going to call for the chains. But if the Claymores are going to win this game, they need production from Saran Stacy.
They need production from Saran Stacy. They need production from their entire offensive unit. People that we haven't called out much, Sean LaChapelle, who had a big game last week. Yo Murphy, who has been non-productive so far. Scott Cooper, we haven't seen much about him. Ron Dickerson, we haven't heard much about him. Steve Matthews, struggling, not finding open receivers, not making plays. This is a team that's playing uncharacteristic football of what they're capable of doing.
Now, both these defenses have done a pretty good job of game planning the other guys and making adjustments. Pete Kaharchek, the defensive coordinator for the Fire, Ray Wilsey, the former Monarchs head coach for the Scottish Claymores. 3rd and less than a foot to go.
Here's where the quarterback sneak would come into play.
And Matthews takes it and just dives forward. He needed so little that any kind of momentum will be enough. Looked like Lance Teichelman, number 90.
What's so funny, Nick, is I could make that first down.
No, I think there was a bit more to it than that, Garth.
You're right. I probably would have bobbled the snap on the exchange or something.
It does look so easy in that situation, though, doesn't it? All the guy really has to do is get the ball and fall forward.
Safest play in any level of football is the quarterback sneak.
And it was indeed good enough. He only got about a foot, but he only needed 2 or 3 inches. First down at the 40 for the Scottish Claymores, who are down by 5. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. Time expires. Saran Stacey won't get another playoff in the 3rd quarter. It's the Scottish Claymores struggling, trailing by 5.
Turns out we're part of the biggest event during the summer games, the beer run. The Bud World Party continues, round the clock, around the world.
Before you take another Tylenol, you should know what these clinical studies prove. On tough headache pain, Advil works better than extra-strength Tylenol. On day after muscle pain, again, Advil works better than Tylenol. Even on pain following dental surgery, Advil works better. Clinical after clinical shows on tough pain, 2 Advil work better than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. Over 30 million people trust Advil to safely relieve pain. Ask your doctor. Advil just works better.
Looking for something?
Yeah. That dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the dark.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Sense rate isn't always a dime. In fact, it could be a quarter.
That puts a whole new light on things.
And on average, most people can save more with AT&T True Reach Savings than with Sprint Sense when they spend just $25 a month. So, what do you think?
I think I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Tomorrow, the Amsterdam Admirals take on last year's defending World Bowl champion Frankfurt Galaxy. Direct from the NFL and Fox Sports, it's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow at a special time live, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on FX.
Hear ye, hear ye. The backchat court is now in session. Miss Fergus, please state your case.
Your Honor, this Sunday on Backchat, we will hear evidence on the career of Bray Walton from picket fences.
I find you in contempt. Here, hold this.
What? Hello?
That's Backchat, Sunday 4, 3 Central.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. Make it a Bud Light. And by Advil, advanced medicine for pain. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
And the Claymores down by 5, but trying to keep things moving. They've got a first down at the Rhine Fire 40-yard line, and you get the sense that this is a significant drive for Steve Matthews and the Claymores. On the ground to Saran Stacey, who gets advantage of some excellent blocking to pick up 7 or 8 yards before getting into the secondary where Donald Douglas made the stop. But in a sense, you know, Garth, you get the feeling that the Claymores know that next week they're playing for the World Bowl. I wonder if that's psychologically played on their minds this week.
It's evident that it has, and I tell you, this can be very damaging for the Claymores, simply because if they look forward to next week's game and they play sloppy here tonight, it has a major carryover and a negative connotation for their play next week. They cannot afford to play sloppy here tonight.
8 yards for Stacey, brings up second down and short. And they fake to Stacy. Matthews goes upstairs, looks, and has he come down with it? Touchdown, Scotland. What a big play to Sean LaChapelle. 33 yards, and that was a tremendous catch.
What a big blow to the Rhein Fire defense, to the Rhein Fire team in itself.
And you can hear a pin drop in here.
Galen Hall has to be scratching his head thinking, what in the world can I do to turn this ball club around?
LaChapelle had double coverage, and he just reached up higher than the defenders and pulled it in. And Gavin Hastings with the extra point to give Scotland a 2-point lead. 14-16 left in the ball game, and things have turned around in a hurry. The Claymores needed something offensively. Sean LaChapelle has done it for them.
Watch the middle of your screen, play action, fake to Saran Stacy, which sucks up the defensive front line. But what I like here, Steve Matthews throwing in a double coverage and Sean LaChapelle going up, catching the ball at the highest peak. That is what a receiver is taught in the National Football League, in the World League of American Football, and Pee Wee League, to go up and take the ball away at its highest point. Sean LaChapelle, a very tall receiver. Steve Matthews utilizing that tallness, his size, coming down with a big play.
Now he's 6'3". He was working Sebastian Savage and Larry Kennedy on that play, neither of whom are 6 foot. That was significant.
Very significant from the stance that the Rhein Fire could not afford to give up. Ahead of the ball game, all they had to do was nail the coffin shut by keeping the Claymores out of the end zone.
This defense has done such a good job for the Rhein Fire, but one play has burned it for them. 5 plays, 50 yards, 2.5 minutes off the clock. And now it's the Rhein Fire's turn to come back. This really has been a slugfest between these two. It's going to be fielded by Terry Richardson at the 13, a real grinding, wearing down kind of game. And Richardson can't do anything. And now it's the Rhein Fire's turn to try and generate something.
You know, Nick, I think it's safe to say that the Claymores are known as a team that's well coached, but they play together as a unit. When something bad happens, when adversity strikes, they find a way to rebound and to come back and make a big play to keep them in the ballgame. That's what happened last week. They found a way to come back and win the ballgame. Looks like they're doing that here tonight.
But lots of time to go for the Rhein Fire at their own 25. Kelly passes over the middle, and that's a big play to midfield to Byron Chamberlain, who got ahead of George Coghill, 25 yards on the pickup.
Talked to Scottish Claymores last night, and they said they were going to double coverage this guy with number 34 Coghill and somebody, either the middle linebacker or the strong side linebacker. But here they found Byron Chamberlain wide open. Andy Kelly finding a guy that's excitable, happy to make plays, happy to be catching balls out here tonight.
Oh, he loved that one, Chamberlain. Already had 1 touchdown in the first quarter. And on the draw play, a pickup of 6 or 7 maybe on the ground to Terry Clark.
Again, we've been talking all night about Saran Stacy being the offensive player of the week last week, about having 153 yards, but he only has 3.3 yards per average. But Derek Clark has 6.8 yards per attempt. That's impressive, and that's what you want from a running back that's able to pick up major yardage, putting yourself in a second and short.
Arnold Allay on the stop with a pickup of 5 for Derek Clark. The Fire working the Denver Bronco connection on this drive, Chamberlain and Clark. And a little slanter out there. But once again, Andy Kelly couldn't find his man. Frank Robinson had coverage. He was looking for Tommy Boyd.
Andy Kelly did what the best he could do. He had a lot of opponents, a lot of white in his face there. Claymores knowing that they have to stop the momentum of this drive. They have to shut them down, have them in 3rd and 5. They have to turn this ball over, put themselves back in the position that they can drive down and score.
Third down and 5. The Ryan Fire, who've been ahead for so long in this game, trailing by 2, looking to keep the drive alive. Kelly looks, fires, it's complete. And a pickup of 10 yards to Manly Woods. James Williams had coverage, but Woods got open.
Andy Kelly showing some composure in there. Feeling a lot of pressure from both sides of the ball. Taking a step back and delivering a rifle pass to Manly Woods, picking up the first down.
And a nice job of keeping the foot in bounds as well there.
And you have to like that from Andy Kelly, keeping his composure.
Derek Clark, the ball carrier, is tripped up from behind after a pickup of around 5. David Webb, the defensive end, on the stop. But that last play from Manly Woods to keep the drive alive, really a very effective play for them. And it shows what happens when they get their wideouts involved.
And you wonder, why have they not been utilizing their offensive wide receivers tonight, or for that matter, the first 3 games?
Well, what a fourth quarter we're having. 1 touchdown already, 1 impressive drive, and that's after defenses had stifled the previous 2 quarters. 2nd and 5. Kelly, with time again, finds Derek Clark, who's met by Mark Sander, who did just enough to hold him up, and then his buddies came and joined him. And it'll be a 2 or 3 yard gain at best. Sander had to stay at home for that one.
Yes, he did, and there's no question Mark Sander is fast enough to cover a back out of the backfield.
Well, you know, we talked to Galen Hall yesterday, and he was saying they wanted to try and get Clark isolated one-on-one with Sander. But when it came to it, Sander equal to the challenge.
Sander not a very big middle linebacker, but effectively making plays here tonight.
3rd down and 3 for the Fire at Scotland's 28. Kelly, with time, goes over the middle to Clark, who's in a lot of room. Down to about the 12-yard line. Sander came from behind, but they sprung Clark wide open on that one.
As many times as they've been throwing to the backs out of the backfield, I don't know why Kreiner is not putting somebody on Clark. Clark's having a big night. Andy Kelly found him wide open. A very simple throw and catch. But you have to shut this guy down. He's been catching balls all season long.
And you can add another one now. It gives the Fire a first down at the Claymore's 11. 9:56 left. And Clark not quite so effective that time. John DeWitt said, "You're going nowhere."
And you have to think that he's a little tired right now. He's been catching the ball, he's been running the ball, he's been catching the ball, he's been running the ball. A little winded, I presume he is.
Well, what has happened in this game, that defense is dominated for 2 full quarters, and now both offenses are just pushing it around in this 4th quarter.
But here we see the Claymores scoring, but not stopping the Ryan Fire on the ensuing possession. They need to stop him here.
A loss of a yard on the play, and the crowd well into this game. Pressure comes. Kelly had to get rid of it. Finds Clark. Emmett Waldron pushing Clark out of bounds. He may have picked up a yard. Good pressure forced Kelly to get rid of that one early. Looked like David Webb came steaming through.
David Webb, a name that we haven't been talking about much here tonight. Wes Chamberlain making the call.
Leo!
And he talked last night, Andy Kelly, about struggling to using the earpiece in the headphones.
3rd and long. The Fire 4 of 12 tonight. They can get a first down without a touchdown. Kelly with a quick pass. And it's pickup of around just 6 yards. Not good enough. David Wilson coming in on the stop, so Leo Aragus will attempt to put the Fire back in front. Not good enough for a first down, but they'll settle for 3 here. And for Aragus, who has a huge kick, this really should be a chip shot. No more than 24 yards. He's connected from 37 and 34. This to give the Ryan Fire a 1-point lead. Certainly long enough and good enough. And the Fire get their noses in front again. They've responded when they had to. 7:57 left in the ball game. It's the Fire 15, the Scottish Claymores 14.
This spring.
What's up with that outfit? You Alibaba Jackson?
Pound for pound.
Oh, I'm in shape. I'm round.
Only one movie has all the comedy you can bet on.
$2 on the clean-cut Playboy.
The Great White Hype, rated R. At theaters now.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Baby Ruth, who can resist all that rich nougat and caramel? And all those crunchy roasted peanuts. Just what you need to get going.
Showtime!
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who looked a lot like you. And she had a magic wand, too.
Action Lane remembers the old porch gliders, but ours have comfortable padding and a unique gliding mechanism for a smoother, gentler ride indoors.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess. See, your grandpa used to say it was just like me.
Introducing the new glider recliner from Action Lane. Call 1-800-700-1233 for your local dealer and a free buyer's guide.
These guys are persistent.
Well, they're no match for the world's first sport utility wagon.
Oh, really?
All-wheel drive Subaru Outback's got more headroom than a Cherokee.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
So you said.
Ride smooth as any car.
Got any more of this tidbit?
What, like more stability in a turn than a Chevy Blazer?
Sure, that'll do.
That's my Subaru Outback. World's first sport utility wagon.
Mayo, sandwich?
No, wood stain on coffee table.
Learn the secrets of home repair on Fix It. Weekdays only on FX.
That scoring play of the Ryan Fire, 11 plays, and it took 6 minutes off the clock. And we are in for quite a final 8 minutes here. Is Galen Hall going to break his duck? Is Jim Kreiner going to keep his perfect record? Kicks it, and it's fielded by David Wilson, who returned the last one to midfield. He's not going to do the same again here. He's pushed out at around the 26-yard line. Larry Kennedy, the first man there. Well, so much at stake for these two teams this week and next week as well. The Fire trying to keep their hopes alive. Amsterdam will entertain London. Frankfurt and Scotland will battle for the right to host the World Bowl, and the Ryan Fire will look to continue their improvements at the expense of the Barcelona Dragons. But of course, that's next week. Neither of these two teams thinking about that just yet. We've got a ball game here, Garth.
We do have a ball game.
First down at the 26. La Chapelle in motion. The handoff is to Saran Stacey, who is tripped up from behind. Riddick Parker came up and nailed Stacey for no gain.
Riddick Parker making a fine job of coming in and making a shoestring tackle on Saran Stacey. But watch the block by Jared Caiuelo. Just taking out the defender. But again, Riddick Parker coming in making a fine shoestring tackle.
Stacey had 175 yards last time in this stadium. He has not been that dominant this time. Matthews drops back to pass. The protection is good. Matthews with an ocean of time gets it off. And what a hit from Larry Kennedy on Stacey. And this defense of the Fire has turned it up a notch.
They're coming out to play, and I tell you what, everybody on this unit, offensively, defenses, and special teams are contributing tonight. Something that hasn't happened. Watch Larry Kennedy coming in the middle of your screen, just taking out Saran Stacey.
That'll get your concentration.
That'll get your concentration, but I like the heads-up play by Larry Kennedy.
Third and long, a pickup of a couple of yards at best for Stacey. The Claymores trying to hit back, play fake to Stacey. Matthews pump fakes, still with a lot of time, and is hit. He took too long that time, and James Wilson punished him for it.
A guy that we've been calling out, James Wilson. But what makes this play possible is the downfield coverage by the defensive unit of the Rhine Fire. Steve Matthews rolling out to his right. Can't find anybody open, so he scrambles around, giving James Wilson enough time to get off the blocker and make a big sack.
Flags come in as McCallum gets rid of it. What a big defensive stand there for the Fire. Tommy Boyd will field it his 35 and will attempt a return, which was rash under the circumstances because Joe O'Brien was waiting for him, but flags on the play.
Now what the Fire has to do here, Nick, is they have to take the ball down and sustain a drive. And this, what we see right here, a penalty is something they can't afford to do because that kind of takes the stinger out of them. That momentum that we talked about them needing to put a win, to get out of the loser column, out of the loser's bracket.
They've worked so hard for it tonight, the Rhine Fire. And our pre-game prediction, Garth, I hate to blow our own trumpet here, but it came true. We said there's no blowout here tonight.
No, and I wonder how many people watching tonight felt that this was going to be a blowout. And I'm sure there's people that came to the game today, evident of the small crowd. They came here because they probably felt that this was going to be a blowout.
Offside on the defense, the left end, 5-yard penalty is declined. First down.
So the Fire have 5 minutes and 54 seconds to try and put this game away. They lead by just a point. And the ball spotted at the 38-yard line. We'll continue with the action when we return.
The wedding of Alcamini. She's my mother. Sparks the wrath of the gods.
How dare you underestimate Edith's power?
On an all-new Hercules. Check local listings for time and station.
This spring, 20th Century Fox is gonna pull out the big guns.
I've been on medication and everything, and I just want some respect.
The Great White Hype.
Didn't I tell you you're gonna get your shot? You ain't my daddy, are you?
Rated R. At theaters now.
So you can't keep up with your old ma, huh? Not with this headache. Where's your Tylenol? Oh, it's Advil now. Mom, you never used anything but Tylenol. Well, times change. There you go. Now, these days, it's Advil I trust. A lot of people do. And you know, 2 Advil work better on tough headaches than any 2 extra-strength Tylenol. Welcome to the 90s, Mom. Why, thank you.
For safe and effective pain relief, Advil. Nothing is proven to work better or last longer.
It's not professional pressure cleaning. It's the amazing new Euroblaster. That's right, Euroblaster. Go from this to this to this at the turn of a dial. This V-shaped cleaning jet washes your car easier than ever. And the large shampoo chamber mixes soap and water to blast that dirt away. Turn this dial for a clear water rinse. Even add liquid wax to give your car a professional shine. Change to this narrow, strong jet to blast wheels and hubcaps clean. Dial in this down angle spray and clear loose grass and debris from sidewalks. Blast your patio clean as a whistle. Turn to the large straight jet and those glass doors are done in seconds. You can even clean out those clogged up gutters. Euroblaster blasts everything clean, and it's only $19.95. Order yours now.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-991-8884 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call 1-800-991-8884.
It's been a battle of wills all night long. And who's going to come out on top? Can the Fire protect this 1-point lead? Can the Claymores hold and get it back? So much at stake for both these teams. The Fire just have to get a win. Jim Kreiner seriously believes his team has to win tough games on the road if they're going to go to the World Bowl.
You just have to wonder how many of these guys actually came here thinking we've got to get past the Rhine Fire before we go and meet the Galaxy. I don't think very many guys on this team actually were thinking about the Rhine Fire today.
Onto Warren Carter in motion. Kelly swings it out to Clark, who is met and hit by one guy who is certainly thinking about this game, and that's James Williams.
This was a great break by number 22, James Williams. Andy Kelly, again, finally the dump out pass. But James Williams reading the intentions of Andy Kelly and going in for a nice stick. A nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Very, very committed player, James Williams. Doesn't shout a lot, doesn't say a lot, just gets on with it and gets it done. And a loss of 6 on the play brings up 3rd and long. Kelly feels the pressure, gets it off. Good catch by Clark. Tripped up from behind by Mark Sander, about 5 yards short of the first down. Sander stayed with his man.
Derek Clark all over the field, running the ball, catching the ball. But what makes this play possible is Andy Kelly keeping his composure, staying in. He's got people swatting at his feet on the right side, the left side. But Derek Clark catching a little dump out pass, making a big play. Andy Kelly is showing me something here tonight, guys.
Well, you can call Andy Kelly a lot of things, but you can't call him a quitter.
He is not a quitter.
Guy that'll give up. And nor are these Claymores giving up either. Lee Gisendana, fair catch called for at the 26-yard line. But it really is gut check time for the Scottish Claymores. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Their defense has done its job. What can the offense do now? Jim Kreiner knows that this is the most important drive of the ball game.
Good job, D. Good job, man.
Well, they had the big play last time. The touchdown pass from Matthews to LaChapelle. There's no problem with time yet, just under 4 minutes. But a long way to go for the Claymores at their own 26. Matthews, good protection, fires, goes high. Larry Kennedy in on the stop, but Sean LaChapelle has come up with it again.
Again, Matthews utilizing LaChapelle's size. Throwing the ball a little high, but LaChapelle is 6'3", able to not so much leap tall buildings, but go up and catch a pass that's a little thrown a little bit high, but come down with positive yards.
Great catch from LaChapelle, one-handed, and he hurt on that one. He limped back onto the sidelines after that one. First down and more, the Claymores with Saran Stacey mixing it up on the ground through the air. Donald Douglas having trouble keeping up with Saran, and that'll move the chains and stop the clock. But LaChapelle really got nailed. He's playing on an injured ankle anyway. That looks like an arm or shoulder problem for him. And they need Sean LaChapelle to be healthy.
Yeah, this could be a big blow to their offense if LaChapelle's out.
They have 3:15 left and all 3 timeouts. And they've got the ball to their own 45-yard line. Matthews, pressure comes, goes over the middle. It's complete fumble, loose ball. They may say that wasn't a completion. Matt Gay made the hit. Now, was it a fumble or will they rule it incomplete? Either way, it was a big play for the Ryan Fire defense.
A big play for the defense, but a great break on the ball by number 40, Matt Gay. You'll see right here in the middle of your screen, reading the ball right and putting his head, his face mask right on the ball. The very thing that coaches teach you, you don't put your head below, you don't put your head up high, but you put your head right on the football.
And that was ruled a completion and a fumble. So it turns into a 10-yard loss for the Scottish Claymores.
And LaChapelle is back in the ball game.
And they need him on 2nd and 20. Matthews steps up, looks, waits, broken up. He was looking for LaChapelle, but it was broken up. Klaus Biedermann, I think the German national, came in and got a hand there. What a big play from the German.
A big play, but LaChapelle is evidently hurting tonight. You see right there, Klaus Biedermann coming in, but Donald Douglas coming in and making a fine play. Watch LaChapelle, number 88, top of your screen. I want you to watch him fall on his shoulder. Actually, he got stuck right there by Matt Gay. That's got to hurt right there.
From Biedermann as well to break it up. on 3rd and long. This one has got a long way to go. And they can't do anything with it. Mike Salmon came up and LaChapelle dropped for a loss. And whatever they were trying to work there, the Claymores, it failed spectacularly. And that a dreadful series offensively for them.
A dreadful series by the Claymores, but a fantastic defensive series.
And that is the 2-minute warning. When we come back, the Scottish Claymores will be kicking it away. The Fire leading by 1.
So, are you with AT&T? No. Oh, how's your long-distance company working out for you?
I'm not happy at all.
But what if I gave you some really good reasons to switch to AT&T, including up to 100 free AT&T minutes?
That would be wonderful.
Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Spend just $25 a month, and we subtract 25% off your calls to anyone, anywhere in the U.S.
It's just easier not to have to think about it, not to have to, figure out how much it's going to cost. You know you're saving 25%.
You save 25% on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
I like that freedom.
We're talking about calling cards, collect calls, long-distance cellular calls. You're talking about everything.
That's right. You're covered on all kinds of calls, so your savings can add up faster.
Yeah, you get that with AT&T. True Reach.
I like that. It's simple. It's easy.
It's free.
I know that no matter what I'm doing, I'm getting the savings, and I don't have to worry about it.
And you'll see your savings in black and white. Because AT&T puts your discount right on your phone bill.
AT&T puts it right there on the bill. So I know I've saved X amount right then and there.
I don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out.
No, but you do have to be an AT&T customer. Just call 1-800-GET-TRUE to switch now. That's easy. We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free AT&T minutes.
100 free minutes, that sounds wonderful. It gives you a really good incentive to switch.
You can use your free minutes to call, well, anybody. So, what are you going to do?
I'm going to switch back to AT&T.
I will be switching to AT&T. I'm definitely going to switch, like today.
Good. The number's 1-800-GET-TRUE. Call now and get up to 100 free AT&T minutes to thank you for switching to AT&T.
You didn't ask me what I was going to do.
Okay. Who's the long-distance company for you?
It's hands down AT&T. It's just easy.
It's all within your reach.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
1 point between the teams and virtually nothing between them in terms of yardage either. Just 2 yards advantage to Scotland. Derek Clark, 75 total yards, and Saran Stacey shackled by the World League's #1 run defense. And with 2 minutes to go, the Claymores in punt formation with Paul McCallum getting ready to kick it away to Tommy Boyd. We're in for an exciting final 2 minutes here, Garth.
Well, I don't know about you, Nick, but I'm excited.
The Fire have worked so hard for this. McCallum gets away a high kick. Fair catch called for by Boyd, who does what he has to do. Fair catching at the 23-yard line with James Williams ready to pounce. Now, Galen Hall, 2 minutes away from his first win.
And, okay, tell them to use the clock the next time. They're going to call a timeout right away.
That's a good point from Galen Hall, because the Claymores have all 3 timeouts left here.
He said use the clock. Very important strategy right there. And the reason why is because they can't afford to give the ball back to the Claymores. They need to utilize the clock and utilize their timeouts. They cannot afford to make bad decisions in calling timeouts here.
And the Claymores, as we've seen, can hit you very quickly if you give them the opportunity. First down for the Fire. They go on the ground, as we all knew they would. George Coghill comes up on Derek Clark, and the Claymores immediately call timeout. And a gain of just a couple. 1:48 left in the ball game. It's still the Fire leading by a point. We'll be back after this.
Experience the excitement of your favorite Olympic events, now in commemorative cans of Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice. Better yet, if you get one of these special gold cans, you could see the games live in Atlanta. Look for Grab the Gold details wherever you see Bud Family Olympic packages. Just another part of the Bud World Party.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
Before he was dirty, he was already harried.
Better do more than just point a gun at me, mister.
Clint Eastwood and Rawhide, next, only on FX.
Are you a parent? I'm talking to the parents. And when you talk to parents, you gotta spell things out. If you haven't taken your kids to Disney World, you should call 1-800-401-9474 and get a free Walt Disney World vacation planning video. My mom called last year, but she said, don't get your hopes up, it's only a phone call. Because my dad thought Disney World would cost too much money. But it didn't. And my mom thought it would be hard to plan, but it was easy. Because we called for the video, so we knew what to do. It showed us all the cool rides. Where to have breakfast with Mickey Mouse, how to get into the parks an hour early, and how to stay at a Disney resort for $69 a night. First timers gotta know this stuff. But you gotta call right away, because what if they run out? And everybody in the universe gets a free video but you. All parents gotta do is pick up the phone.
Call 1-800-401-9474 now for your free Disney World vacation video and make the dream come true.
Your kids will be very happy.
1:48 left in the ball game. The Rhine Fire looking for their first win of the season, clinging on by a point against the unbeaten Scottish Claymores. Two proud teams who've gone at it hammer and tongs right from the start. Second and long. They stay on the ground. On to Warren Carter with a nice turn of pace. Will pick up around 4 or 5 yards, and the Claymores again call timeout. Frank Robinson on the stop with help from Emmett Waldron.
Galen Hall coming in with an off tackle play. Second and long, though. What about you? I'm not sure about that.
And with 1:41 remaining.
Who looked at you? He took a look and he left.
And the reason why I say I'm not sure about that is because of what happened here.
If he... Huh? Front the other way. What do you got?
Go back this way. Go back 309. 309.
Huh? No, they're cornered too.
Just look at that pressure.
It's not a place, Nick, that I want to be right now.
The ball with the timeout is what I'm thinking about.
This is when we realize we want to be up here, and those guys can be down there.
The last two kicks have been shanks. See?
Kreiner looking ahead to the kick. Galen Hall thinking about right now.
Right. You know,
well, I have 3 yards to go for a first down.
If I was a betting man, I'd call a draw right here.
Well, Derek Clark has been so productive for them tonight.
Okay, so then make sure the other two guys are up on the line.
Third down for the Fire. 1:41 left. Claymore's itching to get at him. Kelly drops, goes upstairs, overthrows the target, and the flag comes in from an official who was down on the floor. I think he was looking for Kevin Knox, and the flag in the area.
Looks like interference. Interference.
Now this could be a huge break for the Fire.
This is the break that the Rhine Fire defense, our offense, needs right here.
Frank Robinson looking on in disbelief. Number 43, but we have to wait for the call. And this would just destroy the Claymores if this is pass interference, and it looks like that's what they're going to get.
Preliminary call looks like it's going to go against the Claymores.
Well, a note of controversy here. And still we await the call. James Fuller there in the background. He's convinced it's going against the Claymores. But Phil Luckett will tell us.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct on Scotland. No! The first down after 15-yard penalty.
And that, the biggest penalty of the night.
Right here, I told him to stay back, and I took right over him. I was going back. What's the track? You don't take
as an official has tripped over a player on the Scottish Claymore sidelines. It's Boris Cheek, the back judge.
On the left side of your screen, you see the back judge that has tripped and fallen over a player or somebody.
On the defense, 15 yards, first down.
And you know, it could have been Saran Stacey there, number 27.
If I'm a referee in a tight ball game like this, I let the players play. I don't make a call like that.
Well, it's changed the whole complexion of the game.
The entire complexion of the game.
From being in big trouble on 3rd down and an incomplete pass, the Fire have a first down at their own 45. Minute 36 left, and they stay on the ground. Extra yardage being fought for by Derek Clark. Close to midfield, Arnold Allais on the stop. And the Claymores are running out of time. They've used their 3rd and final timeout with a minute 25 left. And you've got to look back at that flag, as you say, in such... like that.
Nick, in my 11 years, I have been in more games where the referee takes the ball game away from the players. When it's when you're behind by 3 or ahead by 3, the referee gets involved in the game when he shouldn't. He's there to just direct traffic, to call a foul when there's a foul, but the referee should not, especially the side judge, should not take the game away from the players. The game should stay on the football field.
Now, you know that's not true. I'm the backup coach. You didn't tell me once today. I've been telling your coach, you coach all day. I'm the backup coach. Coach, I've been telling I've been telling you all day. I am the backup coach. I have been telling you all day to get your hands back. You haven't told me one time. Yes, I have. Hey, wait a minute. Yes, I have. You haven't told me. No, I'm not. Here we go. You haven't told me one time. You know, that there's such a thing as being a liar.
Well, Boris Cheek, the back judge, may prove to be the most important man on the field. The Claymores think there's a fumble. George Coghill in the bottom of that. Has Derek Clark coughed it up? He hasn't got it. Clark has hung on. And the Rhine Fire, who've had all these bad breaks in the first 3 games, they can't complain tonight.
And you see a role reversal, whereas all the plays have gone in favor of the Claymores in the last 3 weeks, making plays when they had to, making mistakes when they could afford to make mistakes. But here tonight, they've made mistakes that have hurt them.
And the clock continues to run, down to 50 seconds, and Scotland can't do anything about it. And now the clock is stopped at 44 seconds. Well, I'm not going to say, as the Rhine Fire call a timeout, I'm not going to say that Boris Cheek, the back judge, was wrong in what he did, but he has certainly affected the outcome of this game. And you want to see it, in a real sense, decided on the field, not on the sidelines.
Just go out and line up, all right? Leo! Leo!
3rd down and around 8 to go for the Fire. 44 seconds left. The Fire still ahead by a point. They give it to Clark, who's fumbled it again and recovered it again. George Coghill was close, and the Fire have been rolling the dice.
Okay, and we've seen a sloppy play by Derek Clark.
What do you want, Coach?
But it just seems, Nick, that the ball literally is bouncing the way of the Rhine Fire here tonight.
Come on.
And the clock continues to run, and the Fire are in no hurry to do anything about it. And the Claymores need a miracle now. The count has started. 10 seconds, they still go. And the Rhine Fire have done it.
This ball game is over, folks.
The first win of the season. It was controversial, but they earned it. They worked hard. They never let up. In fact, 1 second, it stopped with 1 second on the clock. Fire fans celebrating everywhere. Well, it's been an unorthodox game all the way down the line.
Delay the game on the offense. 5 yards penalty, still 4th down.
So we still can't celebrate.
No, you can't, but this is the break that the Rhine Fire needs. Coming to the game, 0-3. Now they're 1-3. Their season's not over with. A lot of people have written this team off.
Andy!
Galen Hall still can't relax. 3 seconds it is now. They put the clock back after 1 second.
And all Andy Kelly has to do is take off 3 seconds. Cannot take a knee. He's got to go back and take off 3 seconds.
And there it is. He's scrambling, he's running, and that will do it. And the Rhine Fire, at last, have won a game. It was long overdue, and it's come at the expense of the Scottish Claymores.
And I wonder what effect this will have on the Claymores, knowing that they had to come in here and keep the momentum, keep the 3-0 record going into next week's game. I believe this will have an adverse effect on the Claymore team.
And how big a deal was that flag on the sidelines right at the end there?
That was crucial. Again, I go back to saying, a back judge, a referee in this game cannot afford and should not take the game away from the players. I've been in those situations plenty of times, and it's the most frustrating thing, Nick, as a player, to have the ball game taken away from you by somebody that's not a player.
Before you leave, go see your fans over there.
No question that this one ended controversially, but we thought it was going to be close. We thought it would be hard fought all the way. We were absolutely right. Defenses dominated, the occasional flash of offensive flair, and the Rhine Fire proved tonight they were not an 0-3 team going into this one.
And you know, the Claymore offense has got to be scratching their head thinking, how in the world can we come off of getting Sharon Stacy 153, 56 yards last week, and yet turn around and can't even get him 100 yards?
Well, what a moment for Galen Hall. His first win of the season, long overdue. Hopefully we'll get a chance to speak to him in just a moment.
Galen Hall saying last night he's never been in this position to be 0-3. And I remember playing against him as I was at Florida State. He was at the University of Florida. He was a winner. He won a national championship. I think tonight we saw a little bit of understanding of what a true champion is all about. He rallied these troops. He got them together. He got them thinking and believing that this team could defeat a 3-0 team.
So the Scottish Claymores will have to go away and regroup and rethink for Frankfurt next week. For Galen Hall, the season very much alive. 1-3, they have an uphill struggle, but they are quite definitely alive, and that no more than they deserved.
You know, I've been on a losing end a lot of times in my career, and sometimes it takes a little momentum surge, a little momentum swing to get you rolling on the right track. And
well, they certainly have got the momentum on their side now, and I think we can hook up with Coach Galen Hall. Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Coach, congratulations. It was hard fought all the way down the line.
It really was. You know, like I said before, we've played well all year. We just didn't get any breaks. And I think the first drive offensively was very big for us.
And obviously the flag at the end there, that was a break for you.
That's a break. Finally, one came our way. And very happy about it.
What have you been saying to the players after the game?
Well, I mean, I'm going to go in and tell them that they believed in themselves, they believed we were doing the right things, and if they kept working hard and practice and everything, a victory come our way, and it happened tonight.
Coach, you lose this game, and maybe people are going to write you off, but you're 1-3 right now. You're definitely not out of it.
No, we're not out of it. Scotland has to come through us again, and we're not out of it by any means. It's we're going to be tied with a bunch of people after this weekend.
Coach, congratulations and thanks very much indeed.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Coach Galen Hall there, enjoying the moment, and thoroughly deserved it was as well. Well, we're hoping to have a word with Jim Kreiner as well. It'll be interesting to see what light he sheds on that flag. It's a shame we have to be talking about flags after a game like that.
You know, it is true. And he was talking about, when we were listening to him, talking to Boris Cheek, the back judge, saying that he was the get-back coach. The get-back coach is the coach that's told by the referees if the offense or defensive players, the team is creeping up to the playing field too much. The get-back coach is given a warning, and then the second time there's a penalty flag. But evidently, in watching, Kreiner was saying that he was never told.
Well, let's hear what Coach Kreiner has to say about that flag now, because I think we can speak to him. Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Coach, we've got a...
Well, I think it was very uncalled for. The guy said that he tripped over one of our players. We've never had a single warning during the course of the ball game. I'm the backup coach, and no one ever told me that. So, but anyway, you know, it never should have gotten to that anyway. They played a real good football game. They made some breaks. Things happened good for them. We did, you know, right down to myself. I lost track of the score and should have gone for 2. I shouldn't have gone for 1. So we made a lot of mistakes, and I lead the group.
And it's going to be a busy week as you get ready for Frankfurt now.
Yeah, it'll be a big week, and, you know, we've got to, hopefully we can learn a great deal for this and come back and play our style of football.
Coach, what does this loss do to this ball club?
They shouldn't do anything. If anything, it'll be a great motivator and a learning thing for this football team because, you know, we didn't play our style of football except for about 5 minutes of the ball game, and you know, we can learn a lot from it. Everything screwed up for us right down from when our bus driver got lost coming to the stadium.
Coach, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for joining us, and better luck next week.
Thank you.
Jim Kreiner there. We hear his thoughts, and pretty forthright about that flag. But as he said, you can't really sort of determine a game on a flag. The Rhine Fire just about deserved it, didn't they?
No, they did deserve it. And to tell you what, the Claymores could have done more to put this game in their favor, but they didn't. And they gave Rhine Fire the chance, and Rhine Fire stole one here tonight.
Galen Hall and the Rhine Fire stay alive. For Jim Kreiner and Scotland, they've got to regroup in time for the World Bowl decider against the Frankfurt Galaxy next week. For Garth Jacks, this is Nick Halling saying thanks for watching in Dusseldorf. Bye-bye for now.